Sunday mornings and midnight lights turn into songs that you watch me write. Stole your sweater on that night. You took a picture, keep by my bedside. So you mind when you're gone, baby, please don't be long. I got my ticket to the west side. You say my name with your accent, makes me remember how much I missed you. Hope you're planning to stay for a million days. You'll be my summer in December. Hey boy, trust my intuitions always. I'm not superstitious, I got
welcome in to this week's broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble in Valorant, broadcasting it live at the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. It's the second week of our club championships here in Valorant. We had a stacked lineup of teams, returning champions, a new team making some big noise in Wildcat Esports. And since it's the club championships, we figured we'd change it up a little bit. Both of our semifinals will be a best of three. You saw game number one last week from the landslides of Wildcat Esports. We'll finish that one next week. Tonight, we're going to have a matchup between the Droughts and the Floods, best of three, to see who makes it to our grand finals next week, where we will crown a club champion. I'm your host, Michael Fisher. Joining me to call all of the action, Brandon Red Hots Koziancic. And Red Hots, it's kind of like the end of the fall season. Everybody's bringing their A game, and the big news, we're going to start on Fracture for game number one. We have not seen it a lot. We were talking before the cast started. It's not a game you see sometimes a lot in your pub lobbies. So what are you looking for here on Fracture, game number one of our semifinal?
I just want to see some cool, I guess, combo strats, something like that, like some cool Killjoy ults or something like that, or just cool setups, because I think the map is. I mean, it's actually been out for a while now, but like you said, we haven't seen it. You don't really see it that much. Even if you're playing the game, you don't really see it that much. So I think it'd be really cool to see, I guess, people pull out some really cool new strats, because obviously this is a time to do that when, you're kind of in the semifinals. You're one, basically a series away from making that grand finals. I think this is when you kind of pull out everything that you can. So I think I just want to see some really cool, I guess, just plays, something that we haven't seen from Fracture and just unique stuff going on. I think that's kind of the fun of, new maps coming out.
Now, before we get in, I'm going to give you 30 seconds. I'm going to let you get on your I don't know if this is Soapbox even one. Please convince our kids to play Chamber. He's been legal for a month now, and we still have not seen him, unless maybe you don't want to see him.
I think Chamber's pretty cool. I think he has an interesting kit. The one really cool thing is how he basically has the same dash time as Jet, from terms of milliseconds and stuff for once you shoot an op shot to move. So you can actually Jet dash safely on him. I think it could be really useful for teams that you see Jet players that really aren't that good at opping, because Jet's such a good agent that you're going to always see the Jet. She's just basically always picked.
Yeah.
But sometimes the Jet players just aren't really that good at are familiar with opping. They're not their oppers on their team. And I think it's a really good agent to kind of do that, where it's you have a player who's really good at opping, but they usually play Sky or something like that, where you can just kind of move him to a chamber and then have him do that, where it's still very useful for the operators. I just think the one thing is he's technically a sentinel, and I think sometimes he just doesn't do it as well as the others. I think his slow is really good. I think he has really good eco ratings and stuff like that with his ult and his sheriff ability.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's also maybe a comfort thing. People just kind of play it in solo queue and stuff. Maybe they're just their team's not yet, because
please don't.
That's a new thing. That's a thing that happens a lot with new characters and everything. It's either they're so broken to the point where you have to pick them and learn them, or they're well, we can wait on it. We can.
Yeah, we can wait.
We're not comfort enough.
Just play Jet. Because
high stakes situations, I think sometimes people just kind of defer from that.
We take a look at our bracket here again. We will catch Landslides, Wildcats, Esports wrap up their best of three next week. Tonight, we're going to take a look at Droughts and Floods in a best of three. We'll start on Fracture. Again, numerous returning champions, Landslides, Droughts, Infernos, who actually got eliminated in the first round. You see there, all coming back. We've also got Wildcat Esports, a team we don't know much about, but they have been laying the lumber down on teams here and there. Before we get into our first match, though, let's take a look at Doc's Keys to the Game, presented by Esports Tower. Score pro advice at esportstower.com. Those are focus, angles, and flank. Know your win condition, count cards, call abilities, and click heads. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. Let's kick off our night with our first game of this series. The Droughts and the Floods going to Fracture. Droughts have been strong throughout the season, been working hard to prepare for this event. The Floods, an incredible team with a great bunch of players showcased throughout the season. Both these teams know each other really well. This should be a fantastic best of three matchup. I know we'll go Fracture, and then we'll see where we go from there. Again, best of three. Just kind of make the club championships all real fun. Make sure somebody doesn't have a fluky map, because we've seen that in the past. Red Hots, we'll pick Breeze because this team hates Breeze, and then they kind of destroy everyone on every other map. So let's see Fracture. I'm excited. I don't know if we'll see Chamber. I can hope.
Probably not.
Where do you think the new agent, as we take our look around Fracture, where do you think she'll fall in that broken, have to know her ASAP, or, hey, let's hold off and let's give it a little while?
I think it really depends on the role she is. Because if she's an agent that, how they've kind of been explaining it, or, in a lot of, reviews and stuff, it's well, they kind of want something to challenge Jet, right? Because Jet right now is seen in basically 100% of games.
Yeah.
You look at every pro scene and stuff like that, Jet is there every game. There's no question about it. I think their goal at least, right? You can always have the goal, and then obviously the result's different.
Yeah.
But I think their goal is to have the new agent basically match that, where you pick one of the two. And so if it actually is like that, you'll probably see her almost every game, depending on how comfortable people can get with her, right?
My one complaint with her is in the teaser video, as she throws out the double lightning wall, there's actually a Sova arrow that comes in, and myself and Koba were like, wow, that wall has like a scout on it. We had to watch the video 4 times before we realized, oh, that's actually like a Sova arrow that comes through while her wall goes down. We're like, her wall pings people? Like, are you kidding me? Like, that's not even fair. Like, oh, like right, you could not put a Sova arrow in someone's like teaser video.
Yeah.
That throws everything off.
You're like, wait, is that recon?
Hey, look at that. I got distracted. There's a chamber in this game
Yeah.
for Orthodox. That'll be kind of fun. So we see that'll be on the Droughts with Kavito and Orthodox, Maeve,
Yeah, that's
DRW.
interesting, kind of with the one duelist setup. They're kind of going with a chamber, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
The interesting thing is also the other side, running with a Raze and Breach. I guess we haven't seen that much of this map, so it's, I mean, I don't know if it falls under the same thing as kind of the split philosophy, where it's like you just go Raze on split because she just has so much value on that map with clearing corners and then usually good Roombas and stuff like that. We are going to see the double Astra. I think Astra, once again, is just probably the best controller in the game. I think Viper has her maps, but I think overall Astra's just control and like utility is just really pretty unmatched.
Yeah, I don't like Viper on a lot of maps.
Yeah.
I feel like defensively, you're right. She has some great lineups and some great sites she can solo hold. But, man, the Viper ult of attacking, we've seen all the time in the Esports Tower. It's kind of like, hey, you get a Viper ult? It's like 8 rounds since you got it. Ooh.
4 of them, Devin kind of seeing it, playing slow. I kind of like that play, not trying to, ego or anything like that, waiting for the team. Because Fracture's a huge rotate map. It's not that big of a map, and usually through mid, you can do a lot of different angles.
Oh, he's going to get challenged on ropes there. Cypher did go up as Cozy gets the first kill. Pryor picks up one more. They trade out a couple as the Floods have a slight lead in a 3-on-2.
I love the animation of Chamber, how he just has it on his right hand. He's holding it like a like a pirate pistol. Look at him.
he's just firing shots.
He's ready to go.
Oh. Just missed on that one.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Oh, that was a great blind.
Cozy getting a little 2K.
That was a great setup and a really great push. I thought maybe if Rafa loses that on ropes to the Astra, I thought maybe that was a lost round, but that's a great 1v1 for Rafa there on, I believe that was DRW on the Astra. And again, as you said, this is such a new map. I think there's a lot of where are people going to push from? Where are they going to come from? Because again, second time I believe we've ever seen this map in Esports Tower. Yeah,
and I think honestly in general, you just like pro play around a lot of different, tournament stuff. You just don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's kind of like, every new map in Valorant and stuff just kind of takes a bit so people can actually learn it, and then they end up like, liking it, kind of like the icebox factor where it's like everyone hates it at first.
Ooh, nice pick for Maeve there. Should be able to get one more, hopefully.
Yeah, if they can get a couple here. I like the drought strat right here. You just kind of, hold, stack it, and then you just hope that you flip the coin to know that they're there.
We got a great blind, but they'll trade 1 for 1. It's all up to Rafa.
Yeah, that's huge. So we've talked about in the past where we're a big fan of just, if you're saving an entire round, just stack it.
Yeah, just YOLO send the save round,
yeah,
right?
do something cheesy where, they don't know. Like, you're basically coin flipping, right? And it turns out this time they won the coin flip, and look at it. Now Floods are honestly pretty screwed eco-wise. They're going to do a full save here for next round, and then Drought will have the bonus on top of that from saving. So it's a lot of money.
Now, I was curious if you thought maybe the Drought should go for the bonus here, if you thought they should upgrade with the money they normally have, as we did at least get one off. Oh. Off no armor is not worth losing to a Marshall. I'm going to be honest.
He just said, yeah, Maeve, yeah.
They might also got some help. The knives did get popped by the jet. I think a knife might have hit because that was not a Marshall headshot.
Yeah, I will say it is a little interesting that Drought just decided to basically upgrade everything, or mostly everything. It seems like if whoever loses this round now could be pretty, I guess, eco-wise, it's going to hurt pretty bad.
It looks like we saw one Spectre save, but yeah, a couple ARs still picked up.
And an op was bought.
Yeah, the op was bought and immediately lost. As Unfortunately, they're on opposite sides of the map right now. A majority of the team are. That's utility going to be wasted there. You saw the sky blind go out, but.
Oh, wow. Floods are just going to kind of do a full kind of rotate here. Seems they're kind of baiting him towards B. And
yeah, now they have a free A side.
They just swapped.
They played that.
That's pretty funny.
Basically perfectly, honestly.
Yeah.
They are going to have Sky and Chamber rotate back to A, so DRW might see Cozy here. Orthodox actually will see him, and that'll start the hard rotate over in the 4v4.
Nice.
Oh, nice save by DRW.
Yep. Little crossfire.
Pebble gets a double kill with the
Classic.
pistol, though. Gavito.
Nice. Oh! Was that the smoke?
That looked through the smoke. That was a fantastic little headshot there, and now it's all up to Devin.
If that was through smoke,
I think that was through smoke.
that was insane. He's probably like, oh my god.
One enemy remaining.
Well,
Okay.
He'll put an end to 200 pumps Marshall killing spree.
It's like Devin kind of the 1v1 with Pryor here.
Pryor should have had an AR to pick up off the ground. I don't know if he ended up grabbing it, though.
Oh.
No. Didn't check up top. Back-to-back thrifties.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would say it's back and forth right now. It seems like I will say that probably hurts Drought's eco a lot.
yeah,
They basically, I think they had 3 basically Phantom Fantals
Yep.
and then an op, and then 1 had the Spectre.
Yeah, and the worst case is buying the op and not only losing to the Marshall, but not even getting anything from the op. That was just a wasted.
They got pushed by Knives and a Marshall, so that was just, yeah.
See what the Floods could do, as you said. Yeah, the eco
This
for
is a huge eco.
the Drought is completely thrown off. I would have taken the bonus there.
Yeah, I agree. That's why, I don't know, it's like, it's kind of hard to do that, because the enemy team didn't have guns either, so.
Ooh. Oh, there we go.
Imagine that's the operator. She gets it back.
I think they just left it on the ground, unfortunately. I don't think anyone actually wanted it. So you see-
I think that's kind of fair, though. If people aren't really comfortable with it on tack, you know?
Pryor does get a kill. It's an advantage for the Drought. Just barely. Oh,
Flood's
Devin.
going really aggressive this round. It seems like the last couple of rounds they've been kind of playing it safe slowly, but
Spike planted.
2v2.
One enemy remaining.
Got the. If you find a body, I think you ripped a neural threat here if you're Rafa. You're in a 1-on-2. You have a slight health advantage. There should be the Astra right behind you. He
I'll say
peeks.
Maeve doing that's a little interesting because Orthodox is really low.
Orthodox down ropes. Rafa goes.
Oh, he didn't push through. He does know they're gone now.
Oh, Maeve didn't even get half either. So Orthodox now is on a timer.
Oh
Gets
my
one.
gosh. That was a nice shot from Orthodox.
Gets the 4K. Should get the defuse.
Hey, he's got the ult now.
All right, so why buy guns at this point? That's 3 straight thrifties. Like, why
True.
just use a pistol in your ult? Who
Yeah.
cares? Like, who cares at this point?
Seems like it's the mindset, you know? Oh, it's just save round, guys. Just go crazy. Okay.
Hey, we won the save. But
This was cool. I like that.
it's a great fake.
He knew exactly where he was, too.
Yep. That's 4K there. This is a
Yep.
great little debut for Chamber.
Yeah. And I just want to see some good chamber ults because that thing theoretically is pretty sick. I mean, if you get a kill, you could literally slow like half your team if they're clumped, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Ooh, Maeve
Okay,
getting
Maeve
pushed.
like that, just getting out of there.
One more kill and Maeve would have knives if they got scared. Yeah, it is a hard A rush for the Floods. You do see Chambers over there. We'll see if he wants to rip the ult or not.
Ooh.
Oh. Maeve's like, hey, I just backed up. I didn't run away. And that's a great pick because that's on the Cypher who had the ult too.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh. Okay. I don't think that was meant to do that. I think that was like meant to do a dash to the side.
yeah, I don't think you wanted to dash into the bullets.
Because that's bold.
It kind of caught the Floods off guard. They stopped
Yeah, they're like,
shooting.
whoa.
This Maeve goes forward. Like, wait a minute. Now they're going to rotate back towards B. Bad news for them, though, is Astra's in perfect position. Devin is right there to hopefully pick up a kill or two if he gets pushed.
Yeah. Unless they make noise, I don't know. Devin's going to peek here. Okay, they just do one. This is kind of like this has kind of worked out for Floods a couple times now, though.
Mm-hmm.
Where they kind of play it slow.
Now they're gonna have to go back to A. There's been a lot of mind games here from the Floods.
They're gonna have to sprint on to A here because they really don't have that much time.
Ooh, we might.
And they have to get spike down. That's a way to clear it.
Showstopper. Well,
And okay.
they'll try and get the plant down. They saw Pebble go behind.
Yeah, safe spot. Oh wow.
Spike planted.
Nice peek. They know where Pebble is, but Cozy with the share from up top.
3v2 here. Oh. It's people who don't have the guns.
Now all of a sudden it's a 2v2.
Nice
Couple of
oh, I like this play.
Scott.
That was a really cool. That was a really good play.
They still chase each other. Kavito ends up going back.
Pebble, this is a good try from Pebble. Still got one now.
Cozy. This should be an easy defuse, but he gets the pick.
Pros don't fake. Pros don't fake. Oh. Okay, doesn't matter.
And just like that, these rounds have been.
Wow.
There's like very little separation between
yeah.
these two teams.
Yeah, and they're moving in herds. Like,
Yeah.
They have a couple anchors, which is really good. I'm really glad that Drought is doing a very good job of anchoring that Astra and just holding her there. Because it'd be if she doesn't, next thing you know they just go B and then they can just get sight.
Yeah, it feels like the Floods are still. And again, we don't know who picked this map, but it feels like the Floods are kind of the team. Like, wait, do we go A? Wait, should we go B? Should we go back to A? Because they've kind of spent a lot of time running back and forth. And it nearly worked out that round, but it really came down to the gun skill more than anything else.
Pebble had a really good play, but unfortunately just was too low.
Dog will go through. Won't find anything. Ooh, we got Maeve with the knives here, but this map's just so big. You can avoid confrontation for so long.
Orthodox kind of under has sat on that ultimate now for about I think one full round. Maybe I guess they probably got it the round before, so we're just one full round.
Trap destroyed.
Thing is like, do you think you just rip it? Like, I don't think it has a timer. I think it's just bullet based, right?
I believe so. Yeah. I mean, you and I are big fans that just kind of rip it, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think especially a thing like that, it's an insta kill. Like, it's a better operator. Granted, you only get 6 bullets, but still, like right there. Okay, we'll see.
Maybe doesn't want to get caught off guard. Yeah, I don't know. I would just rip it, honestly.
If I don't know. I guess they don't want to. I guess waste it.
I mean, you have Seekers too. You have so many ways to find out exactly where they are.
They have a lot. Yeah, a lot of ults from Droughts.
A lot of ults from both teams. 3 on each side with Maeve still in the knives right now.
I want to see an Astra ult. The Cypher ult's been up. The Matrix has been up for a bit.
Yeah, Cypher ult's been up. I think since about round 2. Ooh.
Yeah.
DRW finally does see somebody. It might be the first contact we've had.
Okay. There's the Astra. That's a good Astra wall.
Gonna cut the team in half. Orthodox gets 1 elimination.
Ooh, oh wow. Nice.
Nice spray from 200 pump. Orthodox on the pop-off, though.
Oh, they get the plan off? They do. Wow, close. Within less than a second off.
Here come the knives. Oh, I think they just saw him.
Ooh.
Should know that at least 2 are down there.
A lot of smokes. Truly don't know what's going on.
Pebble's had some great Astra smokes down on A. Ooh, 200 pump with a triple.
Oh,
Doesn't
wow.
get 1. Can't quite complete the spray transfer. Is he going to get the ace? Yes, he is. All right. 3 to 3. 6 HP and an ace.
That was really good. I also will say the Floods like double peak there, where they both basically play in a straight line. Like sometimes people are like, oh well, what if they shoot straight through you? But it's like at the same time you're double peaking that, and it's pretty hard to actually kind of react to that, right? Because they had 2 people peak, but it was at different times, and so they lost that. Also, whatchamacallit, Chamber ult is used, by the way. He just used it. So I think he's going to use this round and kind of hold maybe a longer angle.
I'm wondering, since it is like a save round for the Drought, I mean, you see a Judge, we had a Marsh, we had a couple pistols. Okay. I wonder if that op is going to turn to like a Jet ult, right? Where you use knives when you have to save so that you aren't at a gun disadvantage.
Yeah, that could be very well true. I could see that.
Because it kind of felt like that was what Orthodox was saving it for.
You just teleported pretty far away, though.
Like, hey, we're saving. Why don't I just bring out an op for free?
The sound of it is pretty cool.
It's very intimidating.
Yeah.
It's one of those where you're like, oh, I'm in danger.
Okay.
has a potential peek onto Pryor or maybe Rafa, but they ended up just going to rotate over to A. Now it's all up to Maeve and DRW with, I believe, 2 pistols.
Yeah, it seems like Flood's been doing this a lot. It seems they just kind of get some information and then they full rotate and kind of catch you off guard.
There's the first pick onto Maeve, so they all know they're there.
Nice concuss. Should get sight now. Ooh. Okay. Pryor was ready for that one. Oh.
Pryor gets a double.
Last player
Ooh.
standing. Spike
Not
planted.
quite any value for Orthodox. It's all up to Devin with the judge cheese and
Wow, Pryor did. That was reaction time was going crazy right there.
flawless round. Yeah, the Floods, they play these rounds so perfectly. They go to B there. Okay, there's chamber ult. Why don't we just rotate to A? They played this map very well.
Yeah, they
slow but very well.
They just kind of get there and they get utility. They leave. They go to the next side. They get utility. And they go back.
Still have 3 ults up on both sides.
Yep. So we want to see that Cypher ult.
I want to see the Cypher ult, and I want to see the Seekers
Yeah.
earlier, right? Because
Yeah.
as soon as you see them, and because we saw Orthodox take the chamber shot, as soon as they rotate away, I would have said, okay, let's rip the Seekers, let's figure out where they're going. But it was a save round, so I can also see what good do Seekers do if I have
Yeah.
a Ghost and they have an AR.
They also have the breach ult for the Floods, which they can take A. It's pretty open there. They can take that entire side with breach ult.
They might push B, as it is a 2-on-5 with Maeve rotating over.
But what if they're just showing? Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Cozy getting some good picks here.
Uh,
Yeah.
there's the Rolling Thunder.
Nice.
Cozy with the triple.
Flood's using utility really well.
Mm-hmm. And this time they didn't fake a sight. They just
Yeah.
pushed it, and Drought weren't ready for that. That was a great play.
Yeah, Cozy got two picks pretty fast on, and then
Oh, nice concuss and a blind. Not much you could do there. A flawless round, and the Floods have now won 3 straight and starting to figure things out here on Fracture.
yes, we are. Nothing crazy, obviously.
No.
We've just kind of basically seen a lot of just rotating and,
Mhm.
playing off information. But nothing insane yet. Granted, there really isn't that much to, fully, I guess, combo, if you think about it.
Like, I know the whole intent was like, oh, you'll fake B and you'll rope across. We haven't really seen that yet, though.
Yeah, because you don't really gain that much time going to that site unless you're, trying to hit it from 2 different angles, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I like this.
Again,
They're stacking. Looks like they are right for this, though.
Vito goes down. Nice blind for DRW, but
That's a lot of damage.
the utility basically rendered the blind useless. Interesting that Devin opted for the Spectre upgrade on a save round.
They probably just had enough, I'm guessing, or
Yeah.
he had enough from last round, so.
Maeve as well has the Spectre. And again, we talked about this. The Floods have done this. They go A, they get a bunch of utility out of the way, and now they're going to have a 4-on-1 stack over on B, and it's all up to Maeve with rotation coming from the rest of the
Spike planted.
members now as they get some healing onto Orthodox.
Oh, the knife was out.
Catch him with utility. They do lose DRW off screen, though, and Orthodox. Pryor's been having himself a couple of insane rounds on this race.
Yeah, doing a fantastic job.
Last player
Oh, good try
standing.
there.
Maeve gets one more. Do you hold this Phantom here? Just take the round loss and
I
hold
don't
the Phantom?
think so, because you have enough for next round, right?
Yes.
I think you just, yeah, I mean, I think you just try to go for it because you're buying it next round unless, you really want the eco for the op. The thing is, you just don't get enough for that, I don't think, so.
I think the Floods are playing around an op so well. They're not staying on a site and kind of just walking into an op, as we see a lot of times on Ascent or Icebox. It's like, hey, you peek. Okay, now I'll peek.
I will say, I mean, I think Maeve getting that early op like that was round
Round 3.
3. And just, I guess, dying the way they did, it's probably a pretty big, confidence, I guess,
We talk about it all the time. The op's
It's, yeah,
a momentum-based weapon.
it really is.
If you kind of buy it and get destroyed, you're right. Confidence could just be like, well, maybe I'll just stick to ARs this game.
Yeah, it's you know what? This is an AR game. Oh.
That would have been it. Well, at least
Okay,
it-
nice.
well, okay, they'll trade 2 for
Okay,
2.
now the thing is, do you think that was a scream res me, res me, res me, or do you think that was their doing?
I think that was their doing.
Yeah.
Or I don't think it was the res me. It's
It was
like,
a double.
he's low, right? He's low. He's 2. And then you peek and, Oh, there's a second
Well,
one.
the pick, though, yeah, there's no way they have another one, you know?
Yeah, that's when you're screaming like, he's one shot, he's one shot.
I didn't think he knew he was there, though, because he just got him. Oh, yeah, the first.
Yeah, I think
the
like
first
when
trade, the first
Orthodox
trade. Yeah,
died,
yeah, yeah.
Orthodox was like, he's 14, he's 14, and
Yeah.
then, oh, you didn't tell me there was another
Res,
one
res,
there.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know there was another one. But
Sometimes
Maeve,
comms just make you panic a little bit.
especially when you're down, when you've lost 4
Okay.
straight rounds. Oh, there's the Seeker
Clearing.
and the Showstopper.
Nothing?
I like the Seekers too.
I think they just did it to kind of clear out the area.
Ooh, Devin with a nice win on Pryor there.
It's a big pick. They have
Dog
3 on
30
2.
seconds left.
should see.
Oh, okay.
Barely
did see
saw
Yeah,
him.
did see him.
But Pebble's been so good underneath here.
Oh, good flank. Woo! 200 pump. Kind of just went around him.
Yeah, he just, okay, you can go find out where Pebble is. I'll just sneak up on all of you. I thought for sure they had this when the dog was like, okay, we know there's one on site, but they didn't see 200 pump. I think the dog actually ran right past them, and yeah, they just all walked
Yeah.
into their death.
And the thing is, Maeve didn't have her gun out, so it was like, got caught slipping. Yep, good. Hey, this
I
is
like
a really
that.
good, timeout.
Yeah.
You've lost, what, like 5 straight rounds?
I believe so, yeah.
And, it takes a second. Hey, we're going to take a timeout. We're going to take a timeout really quick. Let's figure out what's going wrong. Because usually these rounds, besides like those 3 in a, I would say those 3 in a row that, they kind of stomped them.
Yeah.
And the last one was pretty close. I think it's just Floods are kind of taking advantage, I think. They kind of know that they're kind of spread out. Comms seem a little, I guess, maybe a little sporadic. It seems like they don't know what they kind of want to do.
Yeah.
Setup-wise, it's like, well, how are we retaking this? We're not going right, left. Obviously 200 just kind of sat right there and got, big advantage. And
Yep.
it just didn't clear corners. Maeve got caught with, like, the knife out as they're jumping down. And
Yeah, that was the
Nothing you
point
know
I was going to make, right? We kind of joked about the whole Resme thing, but it felt like they're like, hey, Pebble's on site, don't know where the second one was, and instead of peeking that corner because the dog didn't look, they're like, there's no one there.
Yeah.
They would have shot the dog. So I think you're right. I think Calm's just kind of calming everyone down because this started out as a close match. Orthodox,
Ooh.
he's going to
good
see a
try.
lot of them and fall over incredibly quickly. No Hawk value.
Ooh.
One thing I will say is I don't know if I'm a fan of the timeout into the save round because nothing you discussed can change too much. Do we get that neural theft?
I think so, but I think it's more so just mentally wise overall, though, that,
Ooh.
you should be like, hey, next save round,
Last player standing.
I guess, that kind of gets you time to maybe think about the next round. I don't know if it's maybe those things where it's like, think about the next half,
No, that makes sense. That's the one where it's like, hey, let's do this when we don't
Last
have to
round
save.
in the
Well,
half.
anything can be better than being flawless.
Could be 9-3 curse. Just saying.
Maybe they're like, hey, throw for 9-3.
Yeah, throw for 9-3. We know the 9-3 curse exists, It's an attack-sided map. That's what you tell your players.
Exactly. That's it, guys.
Like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Tackard favored, 9-3 curse. We'll see what they could do here. Final round before the swap.
Yeah. I think this would be a big round to win. I think this would be, kind of nice, show that, hey, we can still win it.
Yeah,
Get a little
8-4. I
momentum.
mean, even with the 9-3 curse, 8-4, especially winning the last round,
Yeah.
always feels better than losing what would be 10 straight rounds to be down 9-3.
Yeah.
That's where you're kind of like, does anything? Oh, that's a great pick from Cozy, but
Nice trade this time.
Maeve is there. You see long flank. They do have a revive from Kavito if he can find a corpse. There's one over.
And now they're just leaving. So the one thing I'm kind of wondering here with Fracture, I guess, in this specific scenario is like, do you just do what Drought's doing, I guess, but you hold all one site and just kind of put all your marbles in, let's say, B, because B is harder to retake, whereas A, you can kind of hit from different angles?
Mm-hmm.
There's like a Breeze kind of situation, right, where it's like,
Yeah.
do you just commit to retaking because you know that they're just going to be running all over the place, or
I
do you
think
try
you
to hold?
I think you have to commit to retake because if you hold, they're just going to find where you're
Yeah.
disadvantaged because you're going to be 5v2 somewhere, and they're going to immediately push that 5v2. So I think you have to plan on the regain. They have the Astra wall for the Drought, but I don't know. That's a great retake. You can maybe put it behind you and cut off Pebble if you wanted to. I'll use the smoke for that instead. There's one pick on a 200 pump.
Ooh,
Another
nice.
for Devin.
One enemy
There we go.
It's all up
4v1.
to the Rays, and I think
Good
Devin.
grenade.
Oh, the grenade's going to stop the defuse at least.
Oh my, oh wow. Wait.
They get this, right? Yeah.
Woo.
That was a great grenade.
Yeah,
That was a great
that was really
paint
good.
shell. That almost won the round.
It seemed that they set up for that because look where the bomb was
sides.
planted. It was
Yeah.
planted up in the open where the Raze was kind of holding behind that corner, whereas, you know, usually you just play in, you know, the default is behind that box. So I like how they, you know, it was communicated there of, hey, I can stall with grenade. So
Yeah, gets a pick onto Kavito. Nearly ripped through everyone, and had they killed DRW, would have probably won the round just because we saw there, 0.8 seconds on the defuse. But 8-4 at the half. A win coming in for the Drought off that final round's got to feel good to stop the winning streak.
yeah, I'll say Drought, you know, 8-4. They're like, hey, we won a round. I think it's always kind of nice when you go on that streak to win that last round. Makes you go into a fresh phase, kind of thinking a little bit more positive of like, hey, you know, we still got this going rather than losing 6 in a row. I think that's probably a little better on you, like, you know, your mental wise.
Then you win the pistol round. You
Yep.
should be favored in the second round, though that's not quite how things went the first time.
say.
8-6 could be right in your future. As the dog went out, but I don't think it saw anyone.
So the Drought's kind of splitting here.
Ooh, nice concuss. There's nobody actually up there, though.
That goes so far. I guess since you see in the air, it just seems so much longer.
It's interesting that the Drought aren't going for that get utility, rotate site. They're just kind of like, we'll dodge all your utility, and then we'll just brute force it.
Yeah, it seems like Drought's kind of
One
going with more of a
enemy
split
remaining.
approach to the site, whereas Flood's attack was kind of more so force all 5 one way and then rotate as 5, whereas Drought kind of that round just split B, you know, kind of pincered him in there, and it worked for him. So that's a good start. You know, obviously kind of bonus here, and if they win this round, I think Drought could have some momentum to make it a really close game.
Yeah, 8-6 potentially should be favored. I'm curious where they'll go. Because, I mean, they even took the site that was more heavily fortified. It wasn't like a 5-man push on A where it was only the Astra. I mean, that was a 5v4 that they just won. And you can see now the Floods stacking A, which might be the right call. That looks to be where the Drought are headed.
And once again, it seems like Drought's kind of going for this option where they're doing a 4-1 split here. Or, no, 3-2, 3-2.
Did get the blind onto Pryor.
Maeve has a judge. So,
Why not?
yeah, the only problem is nothing they can get in here.
Well, how about, what if DRW just kills everyone?
Yeah, okay, now do you take the Bulldog?
I mean,
Probably.
look at that judge skin, though.
It is cool. Does it? Oh, no, no. Oh, no, they're playing the long game. The Maeve's waiting. I like that. I hope. Okay, she has a huge flank now.
Oh, they're going to, yeah, she's going to
knife
come
angle.
right behind
Oh, yeah.
Rod. They're not even going to look. One.
Yeah.
There it
yeah,
is.
yeah. I like that play. That was, you know,
Not quite enough range on
wow,
that one.
that was good shots by Cozy. Classic? I don't know. I feel like after a couple classic shots, you never know.
Cozy, maybe the 1v3 of the century. Probably just looking for an exit
Devin is
frag,
a
though.
little spooked right here. Wow,
I
got
think
3.
it's 2.
I think it's 2 or 3. Yeah, 2.
Not bad, but as you said, I loved how
Yeah.
May played that.
Mhm.
I'll just get a flank because we're going to rush A. And I think that timeout helped, right? I mean, that's what we talked about. Fixing the comms to say, hey, look, just hold the
Yeah,
judge.
hold and just like smoke this probably is what I'm guessing was kind of set out, and then Maeve just slowly runs behind them and then has a perfect flank. That's a huge game changer.
Caught the breach in the utility as well, so even with the judge,
Yep.
kind of
So
had a free shot, and now we get 8-6.
8-6. Floods do have weapons now, so seems like Drought is still kind of going off that bonus, but, you know, maybe the Sheriff game's just calm today. Oh, did not see him. That might hurt. 'Cause they're not going to check that.
Yeah, I think Cozy did a big number on the eco of the Drought
These
into this
concussions
bonus
are,
round.
yeah, I was going to say.
Another great pick for
DRW was not ready for that. Yeah, that was a great job by Cozy, just kind of holding that corner.
Last player
Oh,
standing.
wow.
2 stand in the Cypher cage and you get sprayed down. See if Kavito can get any elimination. Gonna run right into Pryor here.
Oh, nice shot.
Great crosshair placement for the headshot. Has the spike. Should even get the spike down for the cash. Worst case, because A, they don't know it.
Not if they walk the entire way.
Uh-huh.
But they don't know.
Yeah, they don't know
I
that
was
A is
saying,
open.
I mean,
We
honestly,
know A.
We
is.
know. Sprint! I'm just kidding.
Knife out and run.
Okay. Plant down's huge because I mean Drought already have a lot of they have a lot of money because they if you like they only had sheriffs and stuff, so they didn't bonus it really at all.
Couple of sprays coming through.
Okay.
Oh, that's a great double push.
Yep.
We talk about it all the time. You push together, you win together. You got to pick someone to shoot, and unfortunately, you picked the wrong one. That was a great dash too by Cozy.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's like worst case you go 1 for 1.
Yeah, they'll
In this
take a
case,
one.
If you have numbers, 1 for 1s are great.
So
Okay, Floods. Another round, but this time this will be basically the first round we'll see both teams have full buys. So I think this is going to be kind of the round where we see how the games are to kind of keep going, I would say.
yeah, the Drought kind of got dominated on defense in these equal buy situations, but we'll see if attacking, as you said, you tell your team, hey, look, it's attack your favorite map.
Yep.
And I'm curious if we'll see, because they've basically been like, we're going to hard shove one spot, and we're going to just look to outplay you, as opposed to the Floods who are like, we're going to go A, we'll get all your utility, we'll go back B, we'll see how many utilities we can get there, and then maybe we go back A. Yeah, this is just going to be a hard shove.
Okay, Orthodox kind of... I swear these concussives have hit every round. I don't think he's missed one.
Seen some great breach plays.
Yeah, I say I don't think 200's actually missed a concuss.
Did get the double tripwire there from the dog, which is better than nothing to at least take out.
And it seems like also, though, it's like the reason why it's such a good success rate is like someone's saying, I guess, where they're at, right? Oh, nice shot there.
They have complete control of A, though the wall from Sage breaking a little bit there. Oh, Devin. Couldn't quite get the trick. Cozy's been phenomenal. It's another pick.
Yeah, I think Cozy's been the one to kind of set the tone.
Ooh, the paint shells force Devin forward.
Oh my gosh. I guess sometimes you pray for it.
One enemy
Orthodox gets Cozy, though. It's all up to Pryor.
I like that. Nice. Cool crossfire going.
Trouter right back in it. 9-7.
Yeah. Drought seems like after that timeout. Just saying. Just saying, Fish.
Yeah, if I'm the Floods, I start to kind of look for a timeout and say, hey, when do you call it? Do you call it when you're still winning?
I think you call it when it's 9s, if it hits that point, right? If it hits that even point. Because
Yeah.
then it's like, hey, you know, you're still in a fine spot. It's just more so.
And looks like we have all I can see is that Cozy has a pistol, but of course they have knives.
Yep.
We have the AR, so maybe still a full buy for the Floods. Again, working on just 2 members there.
Okay,
Yeah, the knives
knives
get
out.
popped. Dog does see Cozy up there. Oh, saw Rafa as well, so they have an idea. There's 2
I
of
feel
them.
like we haven't really seen any ults recently.
Outside the knives.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen an ult
There it is.
this
Cuss.
round.
Oh, I like
I don't know if you want to do this.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you get rid of the knives, though, right? You right-clicked them, so it's gone.
It's a not. I mean, Maeve had a judge, so it's not like you lost an AR.
They also do have res.
I think you rip it here. But then again, with the judge, how much value can you find? Maeve does have knives, though. So yeah, where is Cavito? That is the question. And
Can
the
they
problem
res in that
is
spot?
Cavito's on the other side of the map. Is the downside.
I've got your trail.
There's
Okay,
the
Seekers, they're both kind of push this A here. I like this double push here, though. Oh. Hey.
Roomba. Oh no, the reload.
my Hey, you gotta choose one.
Rafa gets one, but they'll trade it out
Better
1
to
for
trade.
1. Do we see the chamber ult to turn the round? It's a 2-on-3.
Now, does he just rip it here? He's in a really good spot to kind of hold that,
10
but I don't think so.
You have the Astra Wall, too. You could easily just cut off vision.
Oh, there it is. I like that play. It's going to be really hard for them to kind of push this in.
Does look like Cozy did find a gun, so Little tougher to hold here. Oh, nice concuss.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Okay.
So 1v1.
Oh.
Devin with the clutch.
8-9.
Now, it's like now if I'm the Floods, like even though I'm winning, I feel like I called the timeout. You had a 2-on-3. You tried to kind of YOLO airborne with the jet.
I think my guess is the thought is, you know, you try to basically like lure them out with the jump. But the problem is you jumped quite literally to only where they could see you and your other teammate couldn't see them. So
Yeah.
it's still just a one-on-one.
And I always will give the advantage. Even though you had the higher ground, I'll give the advantage to the one standing on the ground.
Because, yeah, you're not going to hit anything unless you have knives.
And are we just going to get a straight A shove? Could be a save round for...
Yeah, I think it is for the Floods. They bought last round, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they did buy last round. Another
Actually,
concuss.
No, because I think Floods prior had a Marshall.
It was like a weird half buy. Because I know
Yeah.
Rafa did upgrade to the AR.
Oh, nice. There we go.
Plant the spike.
They ping the spike. They have full control of A. It's a 5v3. Neural Theft's kind of neutralized just because if you get a kill on one, I think you know where the rest of them are.
I do think Neuroflest hasn't been used this game.
It was used once, I believe.
Okay. Was it?
I think it was like once on attack. I thought I heard the voice
Maybe.
line.
Oh, Cozy has an off.
That changes things a little bit. Maeve does take out
wow.
200 pump Fortnite. It's all up to
Rafa?
Rafa. Yeah, you can't rip Neural Theft with a judge, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's not gonna... The eco is odd for the Floods. Because they had a... Rafa upgraded last round. He goes down, and now
So
it's...
they should have money for a full buy next round, and if
Yes.
they don't, I think that's a pretty big problem for Floods. Because if you're not...
Now the Floods will...
Wait, they don't.
They'll call a timeout.
Yeah, I'll say, something's going off a little bit. In terms of, you know... Yeah, Eco's off.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been 3 rounds now where we've seen a couple buy, we saw Marshall, then we didn't see them buy again, and now they can't full buy once again.
Yeah, somebody had picked up an AR as well right for that timeout.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see. We'll wait for the timeout. I did see someone in chat ask, is there any agents you think you would have swapped in now that we've gone 18 rounds? Is there something where you're saying, man, I don't like that pick?
I will say, I think the Cypher's not getting that much use. I
Yeah.
really don't. I think usually Cyphers do a really good job of kind of holding something down or an area, but it seems like that's not really we haven't seen really traps. We saw that one round, I think, where the Rafa sprayed through the smoke and got 2.
Yeah.
But I think overall usage, I think maybe a Killjoy would have been probably a little better, or even like a Chamber. I still think Killjoy is pretty good over it just because you get a lot more information on this map.
Yeah.
I think Cypher had, like, this map's too many, like, openings to a site that we've seen kind of the Floods did more of a style where they, you know, they just, you know, do the rotate where it seems like, you know, other way around. They're doing it where they split every time. Other than that, I think it's been pretty good. I think obviously it comes down to agent preference and, you know, how you kind of are comfortable.
Yeah, that's a big one.
You know,
I agree with you, though.
like
The Cypher, the big thing for me, and we've talked about it really a ton, is it feels like there's a lot of players are like, I got to get this crazy Cypher 1v3 Neural Theft. I find them all, and I get a clutch. And I think that's where the Killjoy comes in, because it's like, you just put the Killjoy all on the ground, and you take a site, or you look to retake a site. As we come back in.
and they're forcing hard.
They are forcing hard indeed. 200 pump, getting a pair of kills with the Marshall. And what will look like an easy 4v2 is now a 2v2 for the Drought and the Flood.
Seems like Floods were saving. So hopefully this round, after this round, the Floods should have a full buy. And if they don't, I really don't know what to say.
Hopefully that's what they talked about in the timeout, right? Was like, hey, how are we desynced on buys? Even if you're losing every round, you should be able to full buy every other round unless you're just something's not working.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. And just like that, Drought's up 10-9. I mean, I will say Floods really need to have a full buy to really kind of get something going, I would say.
Looks like, yeah, we do get a full buy.
Yeah, we
this
do get
time.
a full buy. And I mean, I know, I guess sometimes it's like, well, why does it matter and stuff? But like when when you stagger your eco rounds, it makes it really hard because you're basically gambling on a chance that either A, someone on the on your team who did buy somehow pops off, and then that's the only way it's kind of worth it. And if it doesn't go well, which we saw, you're literally just basically essentially losing 2 rounds instead of 1. So I think that's why it's such a big deal. Like, it's just a huge momentum kind of thing.
Looks like we did have a bulldog there. I thought I heard a 3-round burst come in from someone.
Okay, we see the dog coming in hot.
Oh,
Good
they
utility used.
kill it before they
Imagine.
could see anyone. Got Cypher on cam. Don't know where Rafa's
Ooh, that
cam
was close.
is.
I don't think you can shoot through that, though. At that angle, at least.
Yellow Airborne is what every jet in the Esports tower does with knives.
Yeah, they're like,
Did
what
you-
if I jumped up right now? And then you see them literally die 95% of the time.
What if I double jump and I just have so much air they don't know where to look, and then they die and you're like, ah. Ooh,
Now that was sick.
Oh,
Wow, that was a good grenade.
Devin gets forced
Okay,
off.
Flood's up 4-3 right now. Seems like they kind of have control of this B site.
Oh, nice pick by
Okay.
DRW.
3-3.
Got
Nice
the blind. On to Cozy, who is literally one tap and nearly kills Devin. That would have been an insane win, but they still trade out 1 for 1, so Devin
Ooh,
is
close.
a light breeze away from dying. Oh!
So they're both really low on the drought side here.
The news for Maeve is she can just one-shot them. Oh, nice push.
I would say I think the their only real chance there in terms of kind of winning the round was Maeve getting the pick onto Pryor in that in the tower there.
And the thing that I like the most that the Floods did that they didn't do a single round they lost is they forced the Drought to rotate.
Yeah.
The Drought could not take A because of all the utility, had to move over to B, and they just simply could not manage a retake onto B, where before they're just like, hey, we're going to fight in a numbers advantage. The op, nobody's really had too much success with it.
I will say I think Pryor kind of opening that space with that satchel there was huge, kind of getting that different advantage for a point. Jumping on that point kind of makes you spread out, right? You have too many angles to kind of cover when you're defending. Now it's 10-10. We have a great game. Let's see kind of what these players are adapting. It seems like Flood's kind of got their round back, and now it's going to be really dependent on how much they play together.
And you can see the Drought are a bit more reluctant to push.
They are doing...
Oh, that's a big... Now they're going to go.
So they are kind of doing what they've been doing is they've just been playing these split rounds. Seems like there's only 1 A there, so... I'm liking these Sage walls. It's kind of making it allows that they can just kind of set up on site, I'd say, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, they get the dog down where they want, or the wall down. They get the spike down. They got the dog onto 200 pump
Say,
Fortnite.
Floods,
So.
do you have the Dissipate up? We do have the Astral ult. We also have Breach ult. Depends really how much they want to commit to winning this round. They're all healthy, so is the side of Droughts, but they're kind of taking their time. Okay, they
Ooh,
get
nice
one. I
flank.
think you just kind of have to rip here.
Yeah, because whoever loses is forced to eco, I think, no matter what. I'm with you. I think you just rip.
There we go.
There.
Yep.
And the neural theft as well. That's
Huge
a
ult.
great combo.
Seeker's still up. Cozy just doing some crazy entries.
Stick the defuse too.
Wow, that was a fantastic Floods attack. It seemed like they were kind of taking their time, and that was great communication. We had the breach ult, we had the smokes, we had all the utility coming out together, and Drought just got taken by force. They had no idea what was really kind of going on.
And as you and I talked about, it was a great time to be like, look, even though it's a 4v2, just pop the ultimates you need to use. Don't save them for next round, because now the Drought have to eco. You can put yourself on match point.
Yeah. I think could that have been the difference, right? Like, you don't want to kind of think about oh, what if I did use it there, right?
There's the knives and
Yeah,
the
let's see if they take this
chamber
left
ult.
here though. Oh, just barely missed that.
okay,
Good trade. Giant slow on top.
Yeah, it looks like Orthodox is using the chamber ult, basically, as we said, like a jet.
Knives, yeah.
No, I don't have a gun. I'll just pop chamber ult.
Good spot here though.
Last player
What a
Wow.
shot from Cozy.
down A.
There they are.
Blinded.
Imagine. It's the jump headshot.
Stay peeky and you headshot him.
Wow, nice flashes. I mean, granted, you're not getting that much value, but it's still cool.
Rafa is coming behind, by the way.
It allows time for him.
And there's the op, and now the Floods are on match point.
I want to say Cozy's making a the one thing I really think that the kind of difference has been this game is the duelists. I think Flood's duelists have done a fantastic job kind of working together with creating space, making a lot of kills. Cozy, especially did it on the attack side for the Floods, had a phenomenal entries on a lot of different rounds. I kind of like the Flood's usage of Breach too. It seems like literally, like I said, they're doing a great job of relaying information of, hey, there's one here, and then they concuss there, and it's usually always concussed of, stopping them somewhere. Said still not over yet. We got 12-10 here. If Droughts have another round, they have a full buy now. So
win 2 rounds to force overtime.
Close, but Cozy does get dinked there. They have no way to really heal it up either.
Curious if they'll rip the knives if they start getting pushed in, since they do only have that op. They did get a pick onto the Rays.
I think in their case, they hold knives because they're so low.
To get the... There's the pick onto Cozy.
Yeah. Okay, they have a wall.
Oh,
they do
that's a
have
great
res.
wall. Kind of
Okay,
yellow to the
you
tripwire.
can't see. That was a really cool setup.
No punish, though. Rafa's...
Ooh.
Oh, Devin.
Say, Devin had a feeling.
One enemy remaining.
And now it's all up to the Breach, and just like that, the Droughts will stay alive.
I think they just hold. I think they're just going to save this, I'm guessing. Just kidding.
Nope. I'm curious what the eco looks like for the Floods, too. Can they buy on this, or do they have to save?
I think they should be able to buy. They saved like 2 rounds, and they had those rounds where basically only one ended up going down, I'm pretty sure. So they should have enough to like kind of make it happen.
Yeah, I feel like 200 pump is you're going to see here was kind of like, should I save? Should I look for an exit frag?
Yeah, I think they were kind of holding for maybe an exit frag to kind of, make a dent in the eco.
Does look like we will get a full buy.
Yep.
There's your answer. They even get the op back.
Yeah, I saw that.
So win the Drought force overtime. The Floods win. They'll pick up game 1 of our semifinals here. It's been a crazy game on Fracture.
Absolutely. It's been great to see both teams kind of work back and really not give anything up, right? They don't really – they're not allowing them to kind of just take a win easily or get ahead. It's been a really cool map to watch, by the way. Play Fracture, guys.
I want to say last time we saw Fracture in the Esports Tower, the only time, if we didn't go to overtime, it was very close. Yeah. So Fracture, one of those maps where I don't think there's any team that really has been like, hey, we're only going to play Fracture and we're going to body you on Fracture. It's kind of like, oh, that's right, this is a map.
Yeah.
How do we play this map again?
They do the res. They can maybe kind of bait something here. That's the only kind of ult they do have. The Floods do have the Raze ult. They have the Showstopper, so they could make a play here.
Wonder if the Drought are close to anything else. Speaking of ults we haven't seen, I don't know if we've seen a single res.
Well, we saw one try.
We did see one attempt.
We saw that one.
We might not
I
even.
will say though, I don't think there's been that many situations where it's kind of been
well, they might not
like
even
a good opportunity, right? Maybe right now, but there's no one dead.
Oh, we get Cozy's gonna have the reset of his life to pull this one off and avoid overtime. It's a 4v1. They have yep. I like this. Had Seekers, popped them.
Do you just try to save something though? Because Cozy has an op, right? I think you just save. Because they bought right now.
Should be set for overtime though, right?
Oh, right. No, wow. I couldn't do math.
It's like last I checked.
Yeah, you can't. No, you can't do that.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool, but you got to just go out there, frag out, DRW with the 4K, and we're going to overtime in game number 1.
Floods go ahead, Droughts come back. Floods go ahead, Drought comes back.
All right, we'll see. I mean, we could be here forever the way these teams were successful attacking.
Honestly, I think it's going to be whoever defends first, like whoever wins the defense side. Because it seems like both teams are kind of doing a great job of attacking, and their defense is kind of the hard part.
I mean, you see the scoreboards there, attacking
Cozy, 28 kills and 21 kills prior.
Cozy's been As you said, that feels like the difference that the Flood wins. I think that's what you'll probably point to is the 28 for probably going to be 30 if they win this game at least.
I'll say Breach definitely doesn't have any kills, but a lot of assists, making the game changers. This is interesting. Just information. Okay. They know at least one's there.
I'm curious how the Floods want to attack because they were the team that definitely would push a site, get utility. I'm curious if that'll change it all because they saw how successful the Drought were just kind of hard shoving points.
Yeah.
Maeve with the shorty.
They found my trap.
They're all on the other side of Orthodox. Yeah, they're just going to hard push a site. Orthodox gets one. Oh, I thought the shorty would have
Did
the
Maeve
cheese, but
only buy a shorty?
they had an AR. They just wanted the shorty ropes cheese, I
okay.
think. Well, it's a 3v2. Orthodox already has the ultimate, and he'll pop it.
Okay, 3v2.
3v2 going into an op. And Spike's down on site, by the way.
Yeah, so they kind of are in the spot where they have to get it.
Yeah, there's no chance to rotate. Though again, it's Cozy who's still alive alongside Rafa, and if there's someone you want alive, it's Cozy.
30 seconds
The way
left.
they've been playing. They're gonna come out on the other side of this wall potentially. If you die because you're both peeking the same angle, I'm gonna have some very angry thoughts. Oh,
Almost at
10
that.
seconds
Wait,
left.
they
yeah.
nothing. They wouldn't have mattered anyway,
Ace,
right?
wow. Orthodox with the ace.
That's his
Popped off.
That's the second ace of the game for sure. I know 200 Pump had one as well. All right, match point for the Drought.
That must feel pretty good.
I honestly thought if that wall had come down 5 seconds earlier, Kavito and Orthodox are just dead.
Yeah, probably.
Wow, that one grazes the shoulder of Cozy. Orthodox ends up winning it, but as you were about to say, there wasn't enough time left unless they killed 3 people in 7 seconds.
Let's go.
Okay, here we go.
Is Maeve going to rush them with a shorty attacking now?
I don't think so. Okay, let's see if we keep going or if this one ends up going to Drought. This would be a big map for Drought to win.
Well, there's one for Maeve. Concuss just misses. Oh, you saw Pebble up there.
Yeah, I think Pebs is just going to kind of walk back now.
Uh-oh. We wanted to see the YOLO airborne.
Okay.
There's the YOLO airborne, but
Nice
maybe it worked
flash.
out.
Remaining.
Wow. Okay.
It's a 1v4, and Pebble has
There we
no
go.
health. Look at that,
Attackers
14-12, the comeback after being down. And look, it's only the second time we've ever seen Fracture, but I feel like we could say that is a Tacker-favored map if we've ever seen it. Well, you know, going at it alone can only get you so far. Ultimately, if you want to increase your chances of success, you have to level up your teaming skills. And I think we saw that with the Drought. They got kind of bodied in those mid-game. They took a timeout. Everything came together after that. You can see how talented this team is. The Esports Tower really takes time to create teams of well-matched teammates. I want to give a shout-out to the coaches. If you're watching, haven't checked out the Esports Tower clubs yet, you should. It is the fast track to rank up. But before we get into our next game, before we go to a break, it is the Club Championships. Again, we talk about all the time about the scholarships that are being handed out to Esports Tower players. And Valorant's the up-and-coming game. There are directors that are looking for Valorant. So we're going to be joined now by Tony of Ohio Northern, here to talk a little bit about us. Tony, how are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you? You hear me fine?
Yeah, we can hear you. You are here. So, I mean, we're excited to have you on. Tell us a little bit about your program. What games do you compete in? How big are you guys? Tell us a little bit about Ohio Northern's esports program.
So we have our esports program being varsity and JV teams in 9 different games. So
Oh,
League,
wow.
Valorant, Overwatch, Rocket League, Fortnite, mainly the popular ones. So we do have more players that are in the gaming club. We make up 15% student body, which is only a 3,000 student school. Been around for 4 years. We have nice facilities, 40 PC room, production room. Not as good as your guys', but we do have a production room. Yeah, what was the rest of the question?
We were trying to have you hype yourself up here, yeah. So anything else you wanted to add about your program? I mean, it sounds like you guys got a lot going on over there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't do too much to try to pitch myself. There's so many schools in your states that a lot of these students end up going to schools in their state. Not too many are traveling across country yet. I'm just trying to help provide as much information to any organization like Esports Tower or Vanta leagues, all these upcoming middle school and high school programs.
One thing I would say is, you know, a lot of like schools have kind of been playing, you know, this esports tower. Or, you know, there's a lot of like kind of like amateur teams now and stuff. But now we've seen a lot of schools coming in. Do you think that's going to be like a step forward into kind of getting these esports like high school teams into these tournaments? So it kind of ends up being more high school teams overall rather than kind of like these free agent kind of style of teams?
Yeah, definitely more so high schools based from their own high school, or stuff like Esports Tower is going to be where myself and other directors are going to be finding a lot of these students. It's just way easier for us to grab this information. And it's a lot more legal as well because we can talk with this company rather than go out for, you know, trying to get some high school teacher to give out his roster or something like that.
Well, Tony, we'll get you out of here on this. I know you said you didn't want to sell yourself, but we want to in case there's any kids maybe watching from around your area. So do you do a lot of recruiting? If so, how does that process work? And what do you look for in a player? And, of course, let players know how they can find you at Ohio Northern if they are interested in going to that space.
Yeah, for a player, I mean, it's a good student. It's a really high academic school. So I'm looking for someone whose plan A is to get their degree and have a good career, but also use their talent to get some more scholarship and build some camaraderie on a team. Most of my recruiting is passive recruiting. I try to have a good program, get some eyes on me. I invite high schools in the local area out to play with our varsity team, and sometimes I take some players and myself over to their high school to do whatever they want to do with me. Yeah.
We got Doc behind me. He's hyping you up, saying you are awesome. Anything else you want to add, Red Hots, for Tony?
I would say, I guess, do you ever see kind of a more overlap in terms of games? Because when you have that many games kind of going on, like you said, you have like 9 different teams, I think you said. Do you ever see like maybe a player, let's say they come for League, right? And then they kind of see the Valorant team, and do they kind of like sometimes show interest and maybe say like, you know, end up playing Valorant within like a year or two? Or have you not really seen too much cross, I guess, players?
I see a lot of cross with the players that, you know, they'll start off in Fortnite or Apex or something that might have solo competition. They usually get jealous of the camaraderie that teams are building. So I've seen people move from Fortnite or Apex or Hearthstone or TFT into a more team-oriented game, or maybe something that just has more competition in general.
That's really interesting. Yeah, I could see that being a thing because I think, you know, kind of obviously also AIM kind of transfers over, so they can kind of see that going. I guess, you know, kind of see those games maybe start being like the entry for these players a lot, so I think that's cool to hear.
Well, Tony, we appreciate you joining us. Again, is there any Twitter, anything you want to give these players? I know you said you do passive recruiting, but if anyone's interested, is there any way they can maybe reach out to you if they want to learn more?
They'll find me easily if they just look up Ohio Northern, reach me through Discord or email, and you'll be fine.
There you go. Tony, I appreciate you joining us. Sounds like you've got your hands full there. I really do appreciate it. You have a good one. And we, you know, hopefully on the collegiate side, maybe Boise State and Ohio Northern can meet up because it sounds like you got a great thing going on there. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Have a good night.
That was Tony of Ohio Northern. Crazy thing going on there, Red Hots, in terms of all this 9 teams. I mean, we have like, what, 5 here at Boise State? And I can imagine managing 9 teams.
I just remember starting up, and it's like, you know, them being there 4 years and same here. It's really cool thing to go through, honestly, seeing esports get to the point where it's at, where now you go to a school and you kind of expect almost an esports team, at least in some colleges. And, you know, a lot of times where it's like you just kind of play the game and maybe you're good at it. So I think, you know, sometimes you're good at a game and you want to kind of, in high school, right? Because maybe sometimes people around high school, they don't, maybe the high school you go to, you don't know many people who play your game, right? Maybe you play League and there's not many people that you know that play League. You go to college, and next thing you know, there's a League program and you join the program, and next thing you know, you're surrounded by so many different people that love the game and love esports, and I think it's a really cool scene that's growing, and I hope it continues to grow to a point where it becomes, you know, as it is going on now, it just becomes huge.
No, I mean, you make a great point. I mean, I came in to Boise State before the esports program was founded. I left after or before it was founded as well, and I had that same experience, right? Growing up in my high school, no one really played League of Legends, and I remember the first day on my dorm, I come around the corner, kid had his door open, he has League of Legends on, and I'm like, what? Like, other people actually play this game? I don't have to, like, hide it in a closet because when I talk about League of Legends in high school, I'm going to get made fun of. So I think you're right. It's a ton of fun to see the high school kids competing. And it's I think Doc said over 400 colleges now have some form of esports program. So it's a ton of fun. Big shout out to Tony. And I love the you'll find me.
Yeah.
If you want to look for me, you'll find me. So, again, Ohio Northern sounds like a great place to check out. I'm sure him and Doc can bond. I saw the diva chair in the background. I think that's why Doc thinks he's so great. But we'll take a break. When we come back, the Droughts had a crazy Game 1. Can they advance to the Grand Finals, or can the Floods force us to a Game 3 in our semifinals here in the Club Championships for the Esports Tower Rumble Fall Valorant? We'll find out right after this break.
NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome back in. This week's broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble in Valorant, broadcasting it live from the Boy State Game Pants Esports Arena. Second week of our club championship here. The Drought and the Flood going at it in our best-of-3 semifinal, and it was a crazy game number one. Fish and Red Hots here calling all of the action. Overtime on Fracture, back and forth the whole time. We got Chamber, we got Fracture. I don't know how anything can top game number one, Red Hots. That's my biggest concern for the rest of the series is how do you get better from overtime and our Chamber debut in Esports Tower?
I don't know. The funny thing is, I always love this kind of both sides, right? Because from spectate side, that's a great game. That's probably one of the best games you can ask for from our point of view, right?
Exactly.
But from the player point of view of me, those games are exhausting. Like, you know, especially if you're the Flood or something like that and you're winning by that much at first, and then it's like you slowly see that number rising, and then it's like you get, 10-10, and then it's like 12-10, and then you end up losing in overtime. It's like you use a lot of energy there. So, I mean, obviously both teams kind of feel that, and the win does feel really good there. I think it's a big, like, kind of, motivation kind of momentum thing for you. Obviously, it just shows that both these games can compete, so hopefully we see a map 2. Same thing happens. We love that, but you never know that sometimes, a game like that can really crush you. Like, it really can. Like, sometimes you feel like that and you get so demotivated after, where if this game happens and let's say like you go down by 5, it's going to feel a lot worse knowing that you're down 0-1 comparatively to like that second game.
Yeah, that would be my one concern for the Floods. As you said, this game could just get out of hand in a hurry. It's 12-10. You watch that go away. You lose both rounds of overtime. We'll have to see. Before we hop into game number 2, though, we do want to take a moment. We want to congratulate all of our Esports Tower Club members who have graduated from the clubs, been offered scholarships across the country. Over the last 3 months, Esports Tower Club members have received over $1.2 million in scholarship awards. These students have not only worked hard on their in-game play, but have worked hard academically as well and have earned these scholarship opportunities. We cannot be more excited and proud to see all the opportunities that these players are getting and the opportunities that Esports Tower players are going to continue to get. As we just heard in our interview there are always a school somewhere in your local area that probably has an esports program of some kind or is blossoming one as we speak, and there's always going to be opportunities, especially for a game like Valorant. That thing is just going crazy. If you're good with an op, you'll find a scholarship, right? Like if you know how to op, I don't care. You'll find a scholarship somewhere. But a big congratulations to all those players, like almost 1.3 million, as we said. So now we go from maybe the rarest map, again, it is the newest, as you said, to probably the most popular. We're going to go to Ascent for game number 2. And I'll be interested to see because the Flood style, and I think we've seen this in the past on Ascent, can really work, but they can also nearly get timed out because it just takes so long, and there's not as much rotation. It's a lot more jam-packed. Before we do that, though, let's check out Doc's keys to the game, presented by Esports Tower. Score pro advice at esportstower.com. Those are focus angles and flank, know your win condition, count cards, call abilities, and click heads. Saw a lot of that on Fracture for sure. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. Can the Droughts carry the momentum from game number 1 and wrap up this series on Ascent, or can the Floods turn things around, get their mental back in the game? As Red Hot was saying, as a player, that is so draining to go overtime and lose a 12-10 lead. We'll see if they can get us to a map 3, but we're going to jump into our second game. Who can punch their ticket to the grand finals of the club championships? If there's ever an event you want to win, like winning in the regular season's fun, but when you win the very last event of the year, it means something else. So we'll see who can get it done on Ascent. And, I think obviously the question is going to be, do you think there'll be any striking agent changes from what we saw on Fracture to Ascent?
I'd want to see. I really want to see double duelists in each team. I think Ascent is such a map that people play so regularly. Like, I think this is probably the most played map in Esports Tower, I'd say, or at least it's top 2 for sure. I'd say.
For sure, 100% top 2.
I think the double duelist by last game by Droughts was just phenomenal. Phenomenal. I think they just played it very well. Or sorry, the Floods. But I think the biggest thing here is you have to be able to use it right, and I think sometimes like they said, the Floods, I think the biggest thing here is going to be kind of working more on committing to a site, I'd say, from multiple angles, maybe utility, whereas they tend to at least play for you like enemy utility and then rotate out. So I think that's going to be the biggest change I'd kind of want to see, and seeing how they maybe change it up for Ascent, because maybe Fracture, they're just like, well, we kind of don't know what else, I'd say. So that's one thing I'd probably kind of bring up.
Ascent's the one where I feel like both teams are going to have a game plan going in, right? They're going to say, like, we know what we want to run. We know the agents. I really do not want to see Cypher. I'm sorry. It's already locked in, so I guess we're going to see it regardless. But
I will say, I think Cypher on this map can definitely do a little bit more than the, kind of the Fracture, just because you can kind of hold down that A site pretty heavily with all the different smokes and stuff like that. Overall, do I think Killjoy is better? Yes. But I think it comes down again, once again, if you have the comfort, I think it's really good to have. The one thing I'm going to say right away is I think Sova has a lot of value in this map. I think not going Sova on Ascent is honestly like at a disadvantage. I think the recon spots in this map and just overall like your Hunter's Furies and stuff have so much value. We've seen a lot of like really cool shock darts in this map too. I think A site becomes way easier to defend and attack with the Sova there, because the lineups there are so hard to really, like, it's so hard to actually kill the arrow before you get information. So I will say I think a good Sova on this side is going to favor Drought a little bit, just due to overall utility for it.
And prior, we've seen him play a ton of Sova. I would assume he has the lineups. The one thing that's my concern, and it's not really an agent concern for the Floods, is 200 Pump is not in this game. Milk is in on the Sky. So a breach for Sky, you can debate what you want, but the 200 Pump was kind of, as you said, he hit a lot of concusses, had the ace, I believe, on the Flood side. That'll be interesting to see if Milk can answer or equal what he did gunplay-wise, not utility-wise.
I would even say utility-wise. I think 200 had a massive impact on that breach. He had insane ults, and a lot of, honestly, it seems like maybe coordination, too. That could have been his voice asking for information a lot for those plays.
So we'll see what Milk can do. Otherwise, everything else, the same as you said. I think the Sova for Pryor is going to be kind of the difference maker here.
Pryor's playing. Yeah, Pryor was really dancing with those kills. Maybe kind of thought their gunplay would show a little higher there, but kind of hard against multiple targets.
Well, he had Cozy on Catwalk. I wonder if he thought Cozy was going to push out, because Cozy does headshot Kavito with the Sheriff. Felt like maybe, hey, I'm going to try and jiggle peek. You please shoot someone. Oh, nice. Rafa gets the pick on the long flank.
And looks like DRW will get on the site here.
Yeah, now the Floods are kind of going to be able to surround and have a great little retake here. Oh, Pebble's looking the wrong way.
Oh, that feels bad. Oh, that always feels really bad.
No. DRW does get a nice dog. Oh, should get a huge blind.
I like this aggression. That was a good try. I really like that play. Were there anything else? 'Cause I think that's your best chance of getting one and then kind of going from there.
That was a great retake by the Floods, and I think we might see some aim blab practice, because you had Pebble dead to right in market. And
hey, I'm gonna be honest though, the Classic takes something out of you. I swear. You could be popping off on ARs that day, but man, the Classic sometimes just hits you different. Sometimes you just you miss the first 4 bullets, like it's doomed. It's doomed.
You're
it's
like,
over.
Whatever, just
you just throw a right click out there and you're like, whatever.
Just kill me, please. Yeah. Just shoot me. Well, last time the Drought picked up a win after they lost the pistol round, but attacking on Ascent into Spectres and Marshall, and we're all over the place in guns here. We got a Bulldog. It's going to make it a little harder. I like the variety. I like when it's not 5 Spectres. Get a couple Marshalls. I like the variety.
Do you?
Hey, 5 Marshalls would be a ton of fun.
That's true.
Just click heads. It's in Doc's keys. It can't be that hard.
Yeah, that's a good point there, Fish. Just click their heads, guys. At that point, just buy a Marshall every round. You don't need any guns.
Hey, 100% headshot rate. Marshall's one of the best guns in the hand. There's
that's
the
a lot of
Marshall.
damage.
There's that shock dart you talked about.
Man, Astra is. Oh, they got rid of it. That's why.
Maybe we'll get the healing at least.
It's be really low. Seems like Floods. I mean, they're doing what Floods do best, and that is rotate out.
That's the Drought rotate now. Droughts are attacking, I believe.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
They're pulling their best Floods in first. Oh.
Well, Rafa was rotating out there.
Rafa pushed into Kavito with the knife out. Has to be the worst feeling. Oh, hey, guys.
Okay, they do have a gun now.
Milk gets
Maybe
the
take
kill.
sight.
Dog missed the player in market. There is probably, yep.
Shoot through. Okay, good try. Ult orb?
Yeah, grab the ult.
Oh, no, you're getting, yeah.
Cozy's behind you.
Yeah. And they had the headshot to kind of really show him, huh?
With the Marshall.
Yeah.
It's just that easy. Now, nice too. And this is what I was worried about for the Floods, right? What if you get boomed on Fracture, especially how that game ended, you could come out, and if you have like a bad first round, like just whatever, just like end this, please. Like we'll try again in the winter. But they've come out with a nice 2-0 start here.
Yep, like last game.
Yeah, true.
You know, it wasn't 2-0, it was 1-1, but
They did have the 8-3 lead at one point.
I think it was a good defense, but the thing is, on this map, I think it's a lot harder to kind of rotate out due to numbers. But we'll see a buy here from the Droughts, so hopefully they can get something going here, or the Floods are just going to kind of hold it down.
Yeah, I am worried about the Floods attack. It's going to be a lot harder to rotate, especially if someone, maybe Maeve picks up the op and holds mid in the second half. You can just shut down the rotation.
Droughts kind of use that mid, but it seems they're not kind of shying away from it now. I think mid's that I've always kind of talked about. I think mid on. Okay, yep. Hey,
yeah, that works.
As long as you get it, doesn't matter.
You didn't take damage. It doesn't look pretty, but it works. And until Pryor just demolishes you. Oh, you saw him?
Oh, wow.
What a play
yeah,
for
so
Pryor.
that was actually sick.
I don't think this is the Sova diff you were talking about, but
no, not yet. That was just straight gunplay.
It is still down to a 2v2 for all of that work.
And Drought do have the guns, so they kind of do need to win this.
Pryor has a lineup is going to be the biggest thing. Ooh, there's a great orb, but the recon bolt stops the plant.
Nice slow.
Dog is going to come out.
Dog is going really slow towards him.
Trying
a lot of bullets.
Ooh, I think they're trying to bait down. Oh, they got the blind. Oh, did they?
I don't think they did. Okay.
They know where he is now.
I like that play. That was really good. I like Devin just kind of taking his time. 1v1 now, though.
Devin is full health.
Oh.
Wow.
Yo,
what a clutch.
Mel coming in. He says, hey, it was the right choice.
Oh, what was it? 202. I got you. All right, 3-0 Floods here.
Wow. Coming out. Not messing around.
I did not think.
That's going to set Droughts back a bit.
You don't have the chamber either. Because, I mean, the one thing nice about the chamber jet combo that I liked is your eco round still felt like you had a chance because you had knives.
And you get, I mean, chamber has double eco because you can buy just the gun. Gun ability.
Exactly. I like
Sheriff 2.0.
Chamber has a lot of ways. Chamber's like the, hey, you're losing, I'll help out kind of thing. But maybe you kill Cozy here, you give the op to Maeve, and they pop off as they are going to buy the op.
A lot of good save rounds sometimes from people. Oh, okay.
That's not how you want to start a round where you're already down. Ooh, that's a great blind onto Maeve. And the op is coming, by the way. The op's going to be on that catwalk very soon. Oh, Maeve? If Maeve can win this against Melk, Dog does land.
Oh, there's a lot of people there.
It's more than you were expecting as Pebble picks up
Pebble's
a double.
Crazy. Okay.
Give him the ace.
He's reloading.
There it is. I think the team let him have it.
We've seen a lot of classic kills today.
Yeah, we have.
Like, not outside of pissed around to
like just swapped.
Side note.
That's
a lot of swaps.
So one thing that, as a more spammy FPS guy, I always struggle to in Valorant to adjust to is like, hey, don't reload. Like,
yeah.
And that's a skill you have to learn. Is why reload and just You saw he was starting to reload. I'll just switch to the pistol. Get a kill.
Yeah, I think at that point he generally had 0 bullets. So.
And
Okay, Drought, time 2. Took a save round. They can now buy again. I think hopefully they kind of use this mid a little more. Try to get a little split A going. But it seems right now that the Droughts, they're having a hard time getting in. Like they're getting a hard time getting that first pick to kind of get things going. They do have the Killjoy ult here, so maybe they kind of use that to get it going. But it seems that they're kind of rotating towards mid more so.
What a spray by Pebble. They do trade 1 for 1 as Milk goes down. Oh, look at Priors. I don't think anyone expects that Odin to their left side. Maybe Devin does. Kavito does not.
You should run.
The attacker Killjoy. There's the Odin.
Spike down.
Makes it a double.
Nice.
Last player standing.
It's all up to Devin. The Killjoy should get the detain.
I broke your mirror.
Nope.
Well, it would have if he hadn't killed him.
Okay, 1v2. I would say that was interesting.
They had enough time, right? They could have easily just
Probably.
flexed B.
Yeah. You never know. Maybe, someone was like, oh, well, they're not there. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like you could have easily just rotated B. You had Astra Wall. Because now you have to save again, and it's 5-0.
Yeah.
And you also start to wonder, when do you call that timeout? Because that's what turned things around on Fracture. It was, what, 7-3, 8-3, and they called timeout and end up winning it.
Well, 5-0 here for the Floods. Not looking too good for the Drought, but maybe they can kind of turn around.
Knives get popped here from Maeve. That could be a way in.
They do have to be careful about the op. Oh, wow.
Woohoo. What if you just
I
surprise
saw him, yeah.
the
Oh, good try.
Hunter's Fury.
Oh, wow. I think they
Oh.
have both of them. Oh, no, just one.
Just Maeve. Yeah, but Prior's going to come over. He's going to spray that doorway. He doesn't care who he hit.
I love his little...
Maeve needs a kill with the knife. Does get healed the full, but a reset is... Oh. Reset's about the only way.
Cozy's kind of dominating these last 2 games.
Cozy is taking over.
Yeah.
Cozy could
They
have
had like 20-some kills.
28 going into
Almost
overtime.
30, I think, yeah.
The overtime was definitely one-sided. The Drought kind of dominated that one.
Oh.
Maeve will go down, but they'll trade 1 for 1. The fact you're trading 1 for 1 on a save round is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
30 seconds left.
Oh, Devin snuck past Cozy. Gets the kill, gets the op. All right, we're still in business here. And this time, Orthodox should be able to sneak out of line of sight and get the plant down.
Nice Cypher ult.
10 seconds left.
Gets kind of see where they're at.
Yeah,
At
kind of.
least get a somewhat,
Devin going to shut that door. Don't think it'll last long with the Odin.
Do they rip ult here? Probably not.
It's so hard, too, since you have the op as Devin, that your wall kind of neutralizes your op effectiveness.
Yeah, that's true. I guess it'd be too close of like...
Oh, they both push
Oh,
here.
nice
That's a
smoke.
great smoke.
I'm just kidding.
They just take the shot. Oh,
Nice.
Orthodox with the great hide. It's now 1-on-2.
Wow,
It
good
just-
job.
And maybe we're not done yet.
That's right.
That's-
Drought seems like they just need a little something. It's almost... I'm not going to make that joke. We're good.
I will say you see.
That's too much.
Oh, hey, I'll save you with this. We've seen a lot of pistol kills.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of thrifties.
That's
That's like our 5th thrifty in
Yeah.
this series, which speaks volumes to how close these teams are. That, yeah, we had all sheriffs, and they kept trading 1 for 1, which is honestly the most impressive thing.
Yeah, it seems like Drought's one up. One got their round back after 5-0.
They tossed the op to Maeve, or did they toss it off the map? I did not get to see. I saw Cozy has one.
Who knows? Do you have the Sage Res? Oh, really close. I'm not gonna lie. You were close. You're warmer.
Yeah.
Warmer. No.
Prior was a little scared there. Yeah, Maeve does have the op, though.
Yep.
Ooh, Seekers come
Seekers.
out.
Okay. Shoot. You know.
And that's one way to take care of them, but they both know where you are now.
I will say, I think Floods are kind of doing a great job of playing against this attack for the Drought, where they're just stationary. They're just not moving. Because I think it sends a map where you don't have to rotate. You just hold it.
Ooh, nice peek there.
That's bold. Oh, wow, nice.
Now Pryor's holding. That was either Pryor or Pebble.
I've got your trail.
Now we get the Seekers from the Drought.
Counter Seekers.
Found one.
Did they not see the one that landed onto Pryor?
I don't know.
30 seconds left.
Pryor's been so far pushed up with this Ode, and finally
Okay.
Maeve gets a kill, but that's on the other side of the map.
Seems Rafa kept going for it.
He only peeks so many times.
Wow, that flashed.
We see one up in heaven. Oh, that is a great Astro Wall now.
Yeah. I like the Astro Walls today.
Oh, they trade one for one.
Close.
One enemy remaining.
Devin picks up
Last player
Oh.
standing.
an Orthodox. I mean, that
Okay.
was an interesting view as Maeve kept trying to peek the opposing Astro Wall.
That was pretty hard to deal with.
But they saved the op, and now the Floods might have. Yet the Floods a half buy. You get 3 ARs, a Marshall, and a nothing.
Yeah, seems like Droughts build momentum. That's all I'm saying.
Well, the thing that concerns me is, they ended up selling. It's like if you go 3 ARs and you lose with your Floods,
yeah.
we saw that last time. Their
exactly.
eco just gets all jacked up, and as you said, instead of losing 1 round, you lose 2. I think Chad is right. I don't think we've
I don't think so.
seen a spike. Maeve gets the pick, too.
There was like one close one Orthodox clutch, but that was about it.
Yeah, that last round was probably the closest we got to the spike actually going off. Or no, Orthodox, just trust me when I say please don't. Or your alarm.
You have a friend.
They have the
got
alarm
your
on
back.
as well. Oh, no.
Ooh.
Roth was like, okay, I know there's an op there. Had no
Maeve's
idea.
Maeve goes, there might be something to my right, but I don't want to look.
Oh,
There's another
Mel
one.
was hiding the whole time. We will get the
Hey, got the
revive,
res.
though.
Placing swarm
And I
grenade.
think, I mean,
Swarm grenade out.
nothing against Pryor, but I don't know if you 1v5 clutch and you just save the op, so
Why not?
I like it.
Pryor wins these.
No, no, he doesn't.
Okay, maybe like a different time.
And
He had a Marshall, I think.
he didn't even take a shot. It looked like he was just standing there
Yeah,
unarmed
quick
as Maeve quick scopes him. And all right, the Drought are now back in this. 5-3, and
This is going to be a full buy, though, I think, from Floods here.
if it gets like 5-5, I'm very concerned about the Floods' mental state. Like, you lose going up 12-10 on Fracture, and then you have a 5-0 lead on Ascent, and if this game gets tied up, you're like, oh.
And
It's not
I
our
don't
night.
think it's really Droughts changing that much. It
No.
seems like what's happening is the Floods, the first couple rounds, were really patient, and they were kind of staying in their spots and made it so it was really hard. That's a great pick from Pryor. But I think the biggest thing here is if the Floods just stay stationary, it's really hard for the Droughts to play the game. Like, because a lot of the times, like, Droughts are kind of getting these rounds or getting these advantages through them being aggressive, right? They're kind of peaking in kind of non-favorable situations, stuff like that. So, although Pryor did a great job of holding mid there, so kind of a 4v5 now.
No, I think you hit the nail on the head with when the Drought or when the Flood built this 5-0 lead, it was a lot of this, right? No one's moving, no one's ego peaking. They're just like, look, I'm going to hold my angle, and we're going to make them push to us, and we're going to believe that we have the better gunfight. And they're walking into us, they might be surprised. I think these last 3 rounds they lost, you're right, it was a lot of, hey, I'm going to jiggle peek the op in B elbow and see if I come away with a kill.
Yeah.
It's like,
Rafa
no.
pushed out of B main, so it was like, I don't know about that. And the thing is, you should always make them do this. You should make them be, make an aggressive play that you can try to defend, right?
To get
30
the
seconds left.
They've just missed that kind of cat. It looks they're not going on cat there.
Killjoy all does open up B, though Milk did a great job staying in Boathouse, though Orthodox does know that they're there.
The whole squad's coming in. Does get one. That's impressive.
That's a
1v3.
great trade. They are going to get the spike down, however.
Last player standing.
Wow.
10 seconds left.
Never mind, they're
Okay.
not going to get the spike down.
They just. Okay.
I think you save the op here.
Peek him.
Oh!
Oh, they hit him.
They did hit him, but the wall blocks some of the damage.
Oh. Ooh. Okay. Save the up.
Not a bad round.
Okay, 6-3. Floods get one back on the board. That's good for them.
A very great play by Milk, honestly.
These rounds are going. It's weird because these rounds are going like the full duration,
Mm-hmm.
but the spike doesn't matter.
No.
Like right there, it obviously they didn't plant it. It did, but like in terms of it going off, they're like.
We're not even close.
The person in chat was right. There really hasn't been a moment where it's like, oh my gosh. Especially on Senate, this has just been a full-on. Wow, that saved them. I like to think that.
Cozy was like, ha, the
Save
bird
you.
is like, oh, wait.
It was a flash. Oh my gosh, they both missed. Okay, close though.
Oh,
Yeah, so
nice
that's
job
not
by
fair for
Orthodox.
Cozy. Pebble's done a great job of using these Astra smokes to get a lot of damage off.
Kavito's been
Yeah.
really fantastic with these walls.
It is so annoying to play against that, like in a good way. Like it is a great job for Key. Like it's just so annoying to have that wall and slow there.
Orthodox grabs Cozy's off and gets the kill.
Oh, little cheese, huh?
Got the Seekers coming out. I don't think May's going to see it.
Quick scope sound.
You know they're both up there.
Oh, wow. Nice dart. That was sick.
Pryor's been popping off with this op here.
Okay, they do hit him with the tag.
One enemy remaining.
They did not realize that Kavito had rotated down.
Oh, nice shot. I will say, I really do like. I think Key's been doing a great job.
Oh, yeah.
Key's aim has been pretty good.
And that was a great rotation, right? They dart the person in hell, and you're like, okay, there's no one else down there. And Key's like, I'll just rotate down there. And as you saw, Milk had no idea.
Yep.
I thought that was a 2-on-2. Honestly, I lost track of Key. I was like, this is a 2-on-2. This is winnable. And then I'm like, oh, Key's there.
Yep.
And now you get a save round for the Floods. And 6-6 at the half is looking a lot closer than I thought at one time.
Yeah. I mean, I think, especially if they win this round, even if they win this round and go 7-5, I think that's actually pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But should win this round relatively easily if you're
Yeah,
the
they're
Drought.
probably dog go crazy here. Okay, they see two.
See them all. Do we have two ops? No, we have just one. I think May.
Yeah. Oh, Hunter's Fury. This is first. Where'd it go? Was it the third one?
I only saw one.
Yeah, okay.
He is right there. Maybe thought he was getting pushed and canceled it.
Yeah. Opens it up. Oh, he is going aggressive here this time.
Oh, Key's gonna just
Okay.
wait on the other side of the wall. It might not matter. Ooh, the bird missed.
Oh, that's a cool dart.
Well, that's a great blind.
Okay.
W gets one, gets another. The flawless and 6-5. 5-0 has become 6-5 very fast.
Yep, and they can win this one next.
I mean, you look at the alts, you've got both Astra Walls, you've got Seekers, you've got Knives for Maeve if she wants to use it, if she gets scared with the op. And I mean, I think the real wild card here is going to be this Neural Theft for the Cypher. If you get a good one.
I think you kind of, the thing is if you get a pick right away, I mean, do you use it then, or do you kind of try to get that maybe if you're in a retakes position? Because if you're in a retake position, that Cypher ult could be huge. Like that Nerf Theft could be a big difference. Because if you know where at least where their locations were.
Yeah. My only concern is when you're looking for a retake, getting a close corpse is going to be very hard.
Okay.
And the Drought, I mean, as I was about to say, they don't often rotate. Because if you get one kill and they're all on B, they might not rotate away from B.
Yeah.
So I would just, if I get an opportunity, I think I'm ripping the Neural Theft here. Oh, Cozy's going to peek this.
Wow, gets
Takes
a lot of damage, yeah.
And
I think that's not a good start for him, unless they have Sky Heal, I think.
they do have Sky, but Sky's on the other side of the map.
Oh,
and
yeah,
they're
true.
going to collide with these Seekers in spawn.
Oh,
And
that's bold. Jumping with that low of HP, oh my gosh, no fear.
they do get the heal. They trade 1 for 1 as Milk gets one.
Oh
Wow,
my
Milk
gosh.
is...
Yeah, holding this down. They said no.
We kind of, I asked the question, would Milk coming in for 200 pumps set the team back? And the answer has clearly been no, as Orthodox gets a spray. There is Pryor back in Boathouse, but I don't
Have the discipline. Oh, no.
Nope. It's all up to Devin.
7-5.
But as you said, 7-5 even there. That feels okay if you're the
Right
Drought.
on 5-0. It's
Switching sides.
Great comeback.
I feel a lot better doing that.
And it's not often you see a half where not a single spike goes off.
Yeah.
And really the last, feels like 5-6 rounds, the spike was kind of irrelevant.
This is a really aggressive game. It seems like even like defending, there wasn't. They're playing pretty aggressive defense. A lot of pushes out, a lot of kind of peaks, a lot of aggressive, you know, plays.
So I will say that's usually when that's kind of how the Floods got in this position, right? 5-0 was a lot of we'll just hold, and then a lot of the reason the Drought came back is we want to push. I want to peak with the op. I want to push out a B main onto an op, and it didn't work. We'll see though. I like this position for Maeve. I don't think it's a position you expect someone to be at. Especially if you have Devin on the other side. It's just going to create an odd angle.
I'm not a huge fan of this A push. I think it's really hard when you're all in one spot because then you get the, you know, 3 different angles, whereas the cat, they have to at least assume, like, you know, be wary of it.
I mean, yeah, 2 of them got sprayed down through smoke.
Yeah, I think when you have nothing from different angles, you literally can have the whole team just spray through there, and then eventually you'll kind of get 1 or 2, right?
Yeah, they picked up 2. I mean, they did.
And then now they also get to advance to mid and hold that as well.
Well,
that's
Orthodox
aggressive.
sees 1. Gets the pick.
Yeah, nice.
Enemy remaining.
Pebble at least gets 1, but I think the rest of the team is about to appear. The dash for the kill, but now the Drought have it 7-6, and unless we get a crazy thrifty round here, I think we're looking at 7-7.
Yeah, I really hope that that was just kind of an attack round. They thought they could just get the stack or something like that, because stacking against Astra is probably borderline impossible in terms of like, unless like something goes wrong on the defense side where they're pushing out or something like that of that nature. But like having like, you know, the suck in and like the smokes, like it's just really hard to genuinely push an Astra as 5.
See what the Drought can do. See if they maybe want to get aggressive with their pistols here, or if they'll just look for a pick, try and set back their bonus round.
Yeah, they're just going to go mid here, it seems, and kind of.
Already taken a lot of damage. You see Pryor in the red, Rafa and Cozy both sitting in the orange there. Our bot gets triggered. Orthodox has not had as good a game as he had on Fracture either. He's been a little bit more quiet than he was in the chamber. But as I say that, he gets a kill.
Oh.
It's okay.
He heard that.
Yeah, he heard me talking.
He's like, who are you talking about?
Key
Not
picks
me.
one up. No ace.
Oh.
Well, that's a...
One enemy remaining.
Wow. How did he kill him through 3 people?
Well, Orthodox was really low.
That is true. I mean, a body block for your bro.
Hey, right-click classic, you close your eyes. That's all that matters.
Close your eyes. Like, I don't know where it's going, but neither do you.
Exactly. And then it hits him. You're like, oh, well.
This is an odd bonus for the Floods. I mean, you have a Guardian. Orthodox obviously not going to buy after being taken out.
Well, Floods have a full buy, right?
Yeah, Floods have a full buy. The Drought have the bonus. And it's just an odd bonus.
I'm a big fan of the Guardian. I think the Guardian's actually really good.
I think last week we saw, I forgot who it was. Somebody was just absolutely dominating. They were buying the Guardian on full buy rounds and still getting kills.
When you're feeling it, who knows?
Exactly. Hey, when you're confident, if you have a gun, even if it's not meta, you can make it work. More power to you. Sometimes people just know the pattern. And this is what we've expected from the Floods. We've seen this a ton. They're going to play very slow.
Yep. I on a sense sometimes, I mean, okay.
That opens it up a little bit.
That works. I like that, though, having at least that one mid. I think that really makes a difference in Ascent. Just now they have to kind of be wary of Market. Or even mid a little bit.
Even with that pick, they have not left really their side of the map, besides Pryor, who is on to A side, going to make Sky's job over on Garden a lot harder. As Pryor's,
Oh, yeah.
Tunnel vision, unfortunately.
Pryor's like, hey.
How's it going?
Oh. Nice.
Great pick for Devin.
Oh, close.
Down A.
Almost had the transfer.
30 seconds left.
Pryor gets counterflanked.
Pryor kind
Just like he did.
Yeah, takes some of his own medicine. 3-on-2. But Orthodox and Key have been pretty strong.
I'll say I think you really just play this to try to get as many picks as you can because you have the money for next round. But if you get like, let's say you get 2 more here, like that. If you get 1 more here, even if you lose a round, it's huge because then the enemy team has no money. Like they're not gonna have enough to buy.
Orthodox gonna get healed back up to full.
Oh my gosh.
Key might get this.
Wait.
I think he has time.
I think he has it.
Yeah, he has it.
Wow.
Just some great shooting from Key.
That's a big round. That's a full buy from Floods there on a really weird eco from Drought. Not like in a bad way. They just had a bonus, right? So.
Yeah, it was just and now they get the full buy. As you said, the eco for
I
the.
hope Pryor doesn't keep that.
Dude, that's gonna mess everything up. This was a great play from Key and Orthodox. I thought Orthodox wins this first fight, by the way, and I was gonna be blown away. But he did just enough to.
Yeah, so he got a lot of damage out, and that actually was the huge huge difference.
Yeah, he's 1 shot, and it's all Key needed. Does not look like Pryor sold that. That did look like there was an AR for 1 member of the Floods. And Pryor's
kind of holding this mid now.
I'd get the AR if you like want to YOLO push beam. Oh, take a shot,
just
please. It's so funny that we get the silhouettes and we're just like, oh, you could shoot and get like a double.
Whenever you guys line up, remember, just count to like a random number, then just shoot. Earlier than later. Oh, close.
Might. No, the rest of them are going to get scared off. Pryor's been very aggressive. If there's someone who should have an AR.
Oh my gosh. Yo.
He's just running. He's like, nah, no one's there.
If I don't see them, they're not there.
I can't see him.
Pryor just sprinted through, especially having the Vandal. I don't agree with that, but
that's like if I can't see you, you can't see me.
I don't know, yeah.
Oh no. The worst part is he had killed DRW in that exact same spot in garden the round before. Like you didn't even think about it. Like nah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I think Drought just sees right through the Floods' attack. Like I know it's a save round. Obviously, it's an eco round, but
Spike down A.
like
10 seconds left.
I just don't think on Ascent it's really that viable to just full rotate.
Hey.
Oh, that's a flash. That's a bird. Okay.
They get the.
Okay.
They got 2. And the more I think about it, the more it feels like it was the Floods who picked Fracture. Because the Fracture really enables how they want to play with the slow rotates, and it almost worked.
Yeah.
I mean, they were 1 round away from it working. And I think the Drought picked Ascent, and as you said, they figured out the attack. And I think you and I had this criticism of the Floods last time. It's so slow that sometimes you're just like, you got to make a move. Pryor's going to call a timeout. And
I think the biggest thing is like, with that style of play, it's not that it's like bad, right? It's the one thing is it's more so if the enemy team just plays very defensively, it's really hard for you to do anything.
Yeah.
Because like 5 forcing in Valorant, unless you're actually kind of using a lot of utility, which I'm not gonna lie, they don't have like a breach or something that can really force it to like, get that in there. I think it's like you kind of like, especially a map like Ascent, right? Ascent is a kind of a thing where mid's very open and you can play a lot of different angles. And like for A, it makes it so you can go through cat. You can go behind them, and it just really kind of forces that open with marketplace and stuff. But with mid right here, it's hard now because Maeve is just kind of holding that down, and it's going to be pretty hard unless you're smoking and stuff like that. The one thing is they don't really have too many tools to really engage, and that's what I was kind of saying earlier about the double duelist, I'd say. Is with the double duelist, you can kind of get that at different angles with Reyna or something like that. Whereas, you know, they do have the Sova and stuff, but we haven't really seen too much synergy on the Floods there for their attack, right? We haven't seen too many, like, arrows with flashes or even cameras, stuff like that. It seems like it's just kind of, I thought that was a kill. They have the same as Keen. I was like, wow.
I think the other thing, and again, don't know the behind-the-scenes procedure. I think the Floods attacking or defending first is kind of what hurt them.
Yeah.
Because defending's their stronger suit, and it feels like they want to end the game saying, hey, we need to win 8 rounds defending. We can do that. Attacking, things are a little more like, I don't know, just rotate a lot and hope it works because they had a great lead defending.
Yeah.
It feels like the Flood's attacking second is really going to cost them here as the Seekers at least give a little bit away, but
And it's not over yet, though, so hopefully they can kind of prove us wrong here.
Rafa gets
like this.
one. Throwing the guns at people is Maeve, at least trying to get rid of the op. But Key and Orthodox.
Key is holding this down.
I don't think they get on
play. Just hold it.
site.
Just hold it for time.
One enemy
Yep.
remaining.
And hey, yeah.
No luck for you. Key gets the triple and
Yeah, I think that like Floods are going on the right move. I think going through Marketplace is good there. But the thing is, they also just give up main. Like, you know, I think it's a good idea. But like I said, we just saw Key just sit there. They did a great job in terms of like gunplay and stuff. But they're making it so it's favorable for them. They're holding corners, getting one, and just staying there. They're not pushing out. They're not giving them the chance to really get that pick and get that sight.
And there's not enough time on the clock, right?
Yeah.
It was you have to rush from market, win A, and get the plant down. Where, as you said, Key just stood there and was like, "Hey, I know where you're planting because I have the whole site covered."
Yeah, exactly. They have the wall. There's no way over there.
Oh,
They did see them. I'm pretty sure though.
yeah, I think they did. Tried to turn the dog to jump. Ooh, Maeve's gonna get real aggressive here. And as boring as it is to just play angles, the only way the Drought lose is by making plays like this and getting picked. Or Cozy just popping off.
That was a sick shot.
Maeve's on the back line, which...
And right now we do see Flood splitting open. Okay.
Oh,
my gosh. I will say, Pryor just rips Hunter's Furies. Like, he has no information out there, and he's just ripping it.
I think he was trying to force Devin
Yeah.
to dodge the Hunter's Fury while his teammates were shooting at him.
He did get one hit, so Dev is really low.
It would have been a great Hunter's Fury had Devin not just got a
Double.
two-piece.
Yeah. It's a 5v2 right now. It seems like they're kind of just stuck in main.
Maeve's
Okay,
behind. So is
Okay, there we go.
Orthodox.
It's not looking too good.
Now, do you save here or do you buy here if you're the Flood? Because they have enough to buy, but if they lose,
I think if you have enough money, like to full force, you do.
because my only concern is if you lose, you're saving on match point.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying, but I think it's still fine though, because right, if you have the money, you should just do it now, because then you can at least build the momentum and you don't have to worry about the tie stuff.
That's true.
Right?
That makes sense.
Whereas like, if you save here, and let's say you have enough money though, and then you just buy next one, you over cap, right? You don't.
Yeah.
You don't really.
No, that does make sense.
Because
Because
at
you
least
can't
like
afford
next
to
round you
lose.
can just buy whatever, right? You can just buy down.
We'll see. Last chance, or second to last chance, I should say, here for the Flood. We get knives ripped there by Cozy. We get a great Astro wall by the Floods, and they're just going to hard rush A with everything in the book.
Nice.
Knives get one. They do have the defender Killjoy down. Ooh.
The one thing that I really will give it to them is Drought plays really good angles. They always kind of seem to have someone covered for that 1-for-1, right? It always seems like like at least for their attack or their defense here, Drought can never Flood can really never get a pick without losing one. Like for that attack, right? They got one, they'd lose one. They got one, they'd lose one, and it's like that's pretty hard in terms of like Drought just playing those great angles.
And they didn't. And we talked about the Hunter's Fury, and one of the best things about Hunter's Fury is it's kind of a hard counter to the Killjoy ult.
Yeah.
The Killjoy ult just killed that whole push because they rush in, they plant the spike with the Astro Wall. Killjoy ult forces them out. I mean, Devin picks up a triple kill as well. They just, as you saw, put the wall up and diffused, end up getting kills through the smoke, but they didn't really have to worry. And we'll see.
Yep.
Looks like they still get mainly a full buy, actually, for the Floods because of that spike plant and because I think they picked up 3 kills in the process. So we will see. If the Drought have back-to-back comebacks, that is killer.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see here.
Concuss.
Pryor, nice shock dart kill. I'm pretty sure that was a double shock dart. He usually has that cheeky lineup there. That's sick.
And there's no res for Key, so it's a 4v5.
Maeve has knives.
Maeve has knives, but there's no one over here.
For some reason, I thought they weren't used yet. I forgot.
The problem is...
Okay, they're just staying. I like that. That's cool. Flood knows that they're typically a rotate team, and they just kind of faked it.
Oh, Key taking damage. The problem is they lose
really
2.
low. Prior's like 1 HP. Could breathe on him.
He will get the spike down. Oh, they
had the op going, but went for the.
Player
Okay.
standing.
It's all up to Maeve with the knives, as you said.
That's.
Cozy is low. I don't know if you want to go hunting here. Oh, the right click.
I like that try.
And the Drought should have more than enough to buy here. I think they probably have to lose the next round before they have to save, but the Floods stay alive.
I will say that's Floods using kind of their weakness to their advantage there. Since they're usually known for rotating out, they just faked the rotate and then they stayed. And so we saw Maeve on A, like, okay, they're coming here, and they didn't.
Let's see now.
And we actually, the Maeve doesn't have enough to upgrade. It didn't look like, at least.
They might have. I think she might have got bought
Yeah, maybe someone bought for him.
because they do have a lot of monies.
Well, they have a. Maybe they didn't have as much as we thought. They have a Guardian.
Okay, I might have lied.
I'm with you. I thought they had enough money to lose a round in full buy. Maeve does get a full buy, but there was definitely a Guardian. Oh.
That's unfortunate timing. And Floods are just forcing this in here.
Orthodox gets one back.
Okay.
There's a Seeker trying to push through that wall. So everything coming at Key. Orthodox could potentially get a huge flank here, though. It's all up to Milk,
2v1.
who's had a good game so far.
Yeah.
Milk goes down, and the Drought with back-to-back comeback wins. They're going to move on to our grand finals next week. We'll see if they play Wildcat Esports or the Landslides. But, I mean, that says a lot for the Drought. Fracture, I mean, we already talked about. I thought they were dead to rights. 5-0. I'm like,
Yeah.
The Floods have figured you out. As you said, they're just holding, and then the Floods got a bit too aggressive, and the Drought come out on top. But what a great series. I mean, again, 2-0 scoreline, way closer than this series. I mean, we had an overtime game that at one point the Floods were literally 1 round away from winning. So a fantastic way to wrap up this semifinal. I can't wait for next week to see what the Drought could do.
Yeah, I really do. I think, and like I said, both teams played really well. And I think the biggest thing is I think if Floods really just get that attack going, they're a really scary team because their defense, I really don't think they really lose to anyone on defense. So I think that's just a little thing they can fix, and once they do, it'll be huge.
Well, if you want to be seen by expert college recruiters, talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, then join the club. Esports Tower players get insider access to industry insights, and with our featured rumbles, recruiters are taking notice as well. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. Drought move on to our grand finals next week in the Esports Tower Rumble Club Championships as we wrap up the fall season, prepare for the winter/spring season. We'll see if the Landslides or Wildcat Esports will join them next week. And as we prepare to wrap this up, ICCU player of the game time, I mean, there's, I think, probably a couple of players, including maybe one who didn't even get the win. So who do you think you got as your player of the game?
I'd say Orthodox. I know it's a little interesting, but I think his game 1 plays were pretty big, and then also that game 2, it didn't seem like he was doing like those big plays, but I think it's because he was playing his role so well. He's playing Killjoy, he's kind of being an anchor, and it seemed like whenever they needed him, he did show up.
I think the most consistent player to me had to be Cozy.
Oh, yeah.
They absolutely popped off. I think they were phenomenal. I'd also say if you could combine 200 Pump and Milk into one person, between the 2 games, they both had incredible performances. But I think you're right. Game 1, Orthodox just took over. I think at least 2 aces, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, at least
maybe it could have.
I thought I know he had 1. He might have had a 4K that I'm thinking about, but I would say Cozy because I think they were phenomenal. I think I'm right there with you though. If the Floods can figure out how to attack and/or rig the system to always defend second, I think they're a scary team because I think if they know, hey, we have to win probably 7 or less rounds defending, they're going to be unstoppable.
Yeah.
They're going to just be the most annoying team to play against.
Yeah.
They're going to hold angles. They're going to make you win gunfights. And as I said, if they figure out their attack or defend second, I think it's a different game. I think they win a set if they defend second. As we see here, who our player of the game is. And it will be Devin. I totally forgot.
Yeah.
Devin was phenomenal on this Astra because
that is true.
They played their role so well, but a lot of times they kind of became that anchor of, hey,
Yeah.
Devin, can you like 1v2 on site, please?
Yeah,
So
honestly, now thinking about it, Devin did have a phenomenal performance today. I think their Astra was really annoying to deal with because not only was he doing great smokes and all that stuff, he had some great gunplay today and got a lot of good kills.
I think the other thing is Devin may be a little bit better on Ascent than Orthodox was. It took Orthodox a while, but as you said, Orthodox just played the Killjoy role so well. But again, congratulations to the whole team. The Drought played phenomenally. They're on to our grand finals, but hey, it's Devin. You are our player of the game, brought to us by Idaho Central Credit Union. He's a great player, makes the team more successful, just like they're helping their members achieve financial success at Idaho Central. Hey, it's Devin is your ICCU player of the game and helping the Drought make it into the grand finals. We'll see who they get next week, but this is a scary team, and I just hope we see more Chamber because I thought Orthodox was incredibly fun on that Chamber.
Yeah, it's something cool to see, like the, I guess, Chambers ult to kind of pop off there, or even the pistol.
Yeah. Well, as we wrap up tonight, we prepare for next week, see who will be joining the Drought. Your big takeaways, Red Hots, for this night of the semifinals, our best of 3 here for the club championship.
I think it was just great matches, and I think obviously both teams got to see their strengths and weaknesses, and obviously another week for the Drought next week, and hopefully they can get better and have a good chance at the championship.
We will see who joins the Drought next week at our club championship, a game between the Landslides and Wildcat Esports, and who will take home the final championship of the season. As a reminder, we hosted the conclusion of our Esports Tower Valorant Rumble, the club championship grand finals, next Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on the Boise State Twitch channel. But for now, we'll close out with our top 5 presented by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. More than 10 jobs offering a $20,000 bonus and your group choice paid for. The Idaho Army National Guard is one of the best teams out there. Here are your top 5, and we'll see you next week to crown ourselves a club champion.
Like now?
Oh, they're going to, she's going to come right behind.
Oh, yeah.
Rod, they're not even going to look. One.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. I like that play. I like that play. It's going to be really hard for them to kind of push this in.
Does look like Cozy did find a gun, so a little tougher to hold here. Oh, nice concuss.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Okay.
The 1v1. Kevin with the clutch.
8-9.
If you die because you're both peeking the same angle, I'm gonna have some very angry thoughts. Oh,
almost at that. Wait, they yeah.
Nothing. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered anyway, right?
Wow. If you get one more here, even if you lose a round, it's huge because then the enemy team has no money. Like, they're not gonna have enough to buy.
Dark's gonna get healed back up to full.
Oh my gosh.
He might get this.
Wait.
I think he has. Oh, Maeve? If Maeve can win this against Melk. Dog does land.
Oh, there's a lot of people there.
It's more than you were expecting as Pebble picks up a double.
Crazy.
Okay. Give him the ace. There it is. I think the team let him have it.